3. Alrighty, we are live. Sorry, running a little bit late. We were delayed with technical difficulties.
A computer restarting.
Aaron not knowing how to English. You know, it's fine.
Technology. Who knew we were so reliant on it?
Fantastic when it works.
Right now.
Pain in the ass when it doesn't. Oh god, I'm getting messages.
Tell those people to stop talking to you.
Sorry, it was me.
Mal, why would you do this? It's like, oh, I've got a message on Discord. Like, what's going on? Oh, it's Mel saying, woohoo!
Very important.
That is important.
Absolutely. Alrighty. So we're on to session 16 of the Roll for Severity OG campaign, our homebrew D&D adventure. We play every second Sunday here at 5 p.m. PST on twitch.tv/rollforseverity. If you're looking to watch, rewatch, or just catch up on past episodes, subscribers have access to all the episodes immediately after they air in our channel's VODs. For those of you who aren't subscribers, all episodes are uploaded to YouTube 1 week after they initially air. You can find us on YouTube by searching Roll for Severity, or simply click the link down below the stream. I'm Almond Kegel, the DM for this campaign, and I'm joined by 3 out of my 4 fantastic players. Unfortunately, Jeanette was not able to be here with us tonight, but they may, depending on how they're feeling they're on, they might join in, but otherwise, for the time being, we've got Jamie, who is also going to be grabbing Sylvania. But I'm joined by Mel, not Nathan, and Jamie. So before we get underway, there's a few quick things to go over. 1, each month we donate a portion of all proceeds generated by Roll for Severity to charity. This includes that from direct donations, bits, subscriptions, and sales from the store. This month's charity is YESS, Y-E-S-S, the Youth Empowerment and Social Services, an Edmonton-based organization providing low-barrier shelters, temporary housing, individualized support for youths ages 15 to 24. You can check out their website, yess.org, or on Twitter at yessorg. 2, we do have our store up on tpublic.com/user/roll-for-severity, or once again, there's a link somewhere down below the stream, somewhere down there, somewhere, depends on what layout you got. And so without further ado, to the 2 of you who were here last time, and to Theo, who's been very rapidly filled in on what happened.
I got the crash.
What happened? What happened last session?
Well,
Oh, actually, before we get into that, one other note. We have Mel's campaign is going to be booting up next Sunday.
Do you promise?
We are.
maps.
We got maps, we got everything all set up and finagled, and we are looking to be rolling in next Sunday for that. Same time, same place. But yeah, so we should, from this point going forward, have a campaign each Sunday with various people. So, yay! So now, what the fuck happened last time?
Yeah.
So
In the water.
something probably got bit real hard, and there's blood in the water, and that's where we left off. So before that, before the blood in the water, there was an alligator crashing into a boat. Before there was an alligator crashing into a boat, there was a weird boat ride back through the night with giant birds.
Yeah, it's fine. We portaged. It's a Canadian thing. We did it all the time 100 years ago. It's not a problem, okay?
He's not wrong.
Oh my god.
But I like the fact that it's like, okay, you're basically sitting there just with the video on rewind. It's like, okay, we're doing this. Okay, now this is happening. Oh, before that, this is happening. Before that, this is happening.
We were attacked by lizard people. Many people almost died, but didn't. And then we decided we needed to use the boat. Damn it.
You mean we didn't just fix it just to haul through mud and sludge?
No,
Correct.
To portage?
you did not fix the boat just for the sake of carrying it.
Portaging? Doesn't portaging build good muscle groups?
Oh, it
And
absolutely.
character?
Absolutely does. Though, technically, Theo and Kay are the ones portaging.
Oh,
Yep.
I see how it is.
Sorry, well, Syl is too small, and
Oh yeah, also Syl. That was the session before that Syl shrank an extra 11 inches.
That I saw. I was there for that. I
That
am
was
the elf.
fucking
I know that I am
hilarious.
the elf, and I am the tallest member of this group, and I am shocked by that.
I miss being the alpha male.
Oh.
It lasted like all of
Oh.
like 20 minutes. Like,
don't talk to me,
Alpha male.
Data.
And then yeah, Kay became beta male.
yeah, because I can't even look down on Theo to assert my dominance.
To be fair,
Nope.
you couldn't look down on me even when you were taller than me.
Actually, I'm pretty sure I did it consistently.
Pretty
You just
sure
didn't
you
give a
did it.
damn.
Anyway,
Looking down on you was the thing that I did every day, all day.
it's in his head. So okay, so yes, there's blood in the water. We portaged.
We
and
were on
Zelkanea
our way
attacked. We were
yeah,
on our way to
this
an
island.
Yep.
Yep, there was the island in the lake that you guys were all boogieing towards.
And we have to remember, Anna did see. The reason why we're not certain that Anna's the one that got bit is because when Anna landed in the water,
And they were pulling
Anna
Kay
saw-
onto the boat.
yes, Anna saw something that was previously unnoticed by everyone
Dun, dun, dun.
in the water. Which brings me to my theory of there's a megalodon underneath this lake that's gonna go whomp.
And
like-
we're all screwed.
Well, maybe. Or
One
maybe
big bite,
that-
TPK. End of session.
I mean, well,
Shit.
that'd be depressing.
That
I
would
was just
be.
expecting the giant alligator man to be like a perfect meal-sized food, so he gets eaten, and then the rest of us swim to shore on a lake, and then we never leave, and then the campaign ends there as we slowly age into hermits and die.
Age into hermits? You mean we aren't just all hermits right now anyways?
No, I'm part robot,
Too
so
soon.
For a second, I thought you meant in real life, and I was like, oh.
that's
Don't I?
exactly where he was going. I go outside every day to check on the plants. I have strawberries growing outside. Thank you very
Ooh.
much.
It's awesome.
And raspberry plants growing in my lawn.
Ooh. Alrighty.
So,
So, yes, Anna, you were in the water, and as you've been plunged into the cold water, that initial shock of just the cold water sapping the heat from your body sends that bit of a shock pulse through your body. In turning, you see that dark silhouette of the long reptilian body that has been assailing the boat. Its body twists as it turns and races through the water, its long tail waving back and forth as picking up speed, moving towards you. And struggling upwards, you do manage to breach the surface of the water, and you do see the body of this massive crocodile, probably close to 30 to 40 feet long, reaching the surface of the water as well.
that's not a croc. That's a dinosaur.
It's a Doan crocodile.
It's not a megalodon. It's a dinosaur.
Uh,
Megalodon is a great white that's like 1,000,000 times bigger.
And still a dinosaur.
That for sure is it's a dinosaur. It's a fish dino.
Um,
Really a
But as the Doan crocodile is nearing Anna, it opens its large maw, and this massive splash erupts from the area around you, and you can see the water as it's turning red. There's this massive shadow looming over all of you, especially those of you who are in the boat. Those of you who are in the boat looking up, you can actually see this long, leathery, green and brown neck that is extending past the boat. The giant maw of this colossal turtle crunching through the bones of the Doan crocodile. Water and blood pouring from its mouth as it raises its head up. The crocodile is thrashing about, trying to break free, and then once more, a little bit of hop and another crunch, and you can see as the head and tail just kind of go limp out the sides of this massive turtle's mouth. It kind of takes its head back and starts swallowing as the body just starts kind of folds in and glides down the turtle's throat. It kind of like shimmies a little bit, and you can see large waves being kicked up from the nearby island as birds flee from the trees that have been growing out of this massive shell.
Yeah, it's a lion turtle from like Avatar now.
I was actually about to say, I was kind of joking about the dragon turtle, but I would still like to make a nature roll. Can one of us make a nature roll right now to see what kind of turtle this is? Is it friendly?
Is that what this button does?
I am on the wrong thing.
I don't understand what these numbers mean.
Okay, so the first one is your, like, if you don't have advantage, it's always give me that first number. So that's your D20 plus your modifier.
Perfect. 17 to nature.
Okay. Also,
I'm
the thing that you are all seeing right now, because un momento,
Oh,
is
we're getting pics or it didn't happen. That's excellent.
you are getting pics because it did happen.
Yeah, it's a dragon turtle bullshit.
It's not quite a dragon turtle, but it's definitely it's a what type of turtle is this?
I don't know.
Dragon turtles are massive.
It's an island, Jamie, in the middle of a giant-ass lake. We thought it was an island. No, it turns out it's a turtle.
It's a turtle.
But so
that apparently
this is
saved Anna's life.
so this is what you're seeing currently, as it's kind of like pulled its neck back and is kind of like shaking a little bit as it's stirring in the water. Water is like cascading off of its body that has been underwater for so long. You can see its skin mottled with patches of algae that has long since settled on its body. And it kind of is looking out and kind of looks down at the group of you and blinks one eye and then the other. And it kind of narrows its gaze as it's staring at all of you intently and silently.
Is Anna still in the water?
Oh god, I'm swimming in it!
I would very.
There's a lot of red water around you.
I was gonna say, is she close enough to the boat that I can like grab her and lift her into the boat?
My oar should still be floating in the water somewhere.
Yeah,
Pretty
you could.
sure.
Anna would probably be swimming towards the boat, I'm assuming.
Just really grossed out.
Yep. Yeah, there's bits of crocodile that have still there, and
The waters are chummed up nicely.
very nicely.
We could do some good fishing. Is what you're telling me we can do?
Probably if you got
Some
fishing
fat
rods,
fishing?
now might be the great time to pull them out.
Now's an excellent time for fishing. But you want to do a shark dive? Maybe we will.
Imagine what the fish in this lake are like.
I looked over. I saw Nathan's camera. Just thinking. But yes, I would like to like as soon as Anna's close, like keeping an eye on the fucking turtle. I would like to pull Anna into the boat.
Okay, you're easily able enough to pull Anna into the boat. Not Nathan. With your 17 for the nature check, you have no clue what this is.
Neat.
You've seen turtles before. You have never seen anything this large. Also,
K, can I say it's a really big fucking turtle?
you absolutely, as Kay can say that's a big fucking turtle.
Absolutely, because it still looks like a. Regardless, you can't tell Kay that isn't a turtle. It's a special kind of turtle, sure. But that's a big fucking turtle.
It is a big fucking turtle. Also, to give a bit of perspective of size,
We're like
the size of the shell itself is over 200 feet wide.
Oh, maybe it is a dragon turtle. Oh. Theo hears as Theo's lifting Anna in, and Theo hears Kay go, "That's a big fucking turtle." Theo goes, "No fucking shit." Pulls Anna in and like starts
What
like
did you want me to say?
wiping off like the gory bits.
Do we have prestidigitation? I feel like we've been over this.
I do not have prestidigitation.
No one took prestidigitation because you have been over this because no one took it.
I always take it. It was like, for once, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
me
do it.
too. I'm not gonna be that person.
Was it? That's not an option. That's not a ranger spell. I can just go prestidigitation.
Are you cold?
Can you imagine a ranger with prestidigitation? You know what? I'm in the middle woods hunting something very stealthily. Prestidigitation.
Anyway, I'm also gonna take off my poncho and like quickly put it on Anna because it's nighttime and it's probably fucking cold.
It's not nighttime.
It's morning.
Oh,
No,
it's morning.
it's late at
early morning.
it's mid-afternoon by this point because you'd still taken
Right.
because
Okay.
you'd been paddling for an extra couple hours during your
Okay.
watch, and then it took you another couple hours to get out to the lake and a bit of time to get down towards the island.
Okay. I take off my poncho. I put it on Anna.
Okay.
I'll accept it. But Anna, as soon as she gets back in the boat, aside from all the shock and the fear, I was the one scooping water out before, so I'm going to look for my little pot thing and just try and continue to do that so we can move along. Because I'm freaked the fuck out by what's in this lake.
That
Hey,
is fair.
Yeah.
Roll me a quick investigation check as you're looking for your pot.
Oh, bah humbug.
I'd
Oh,
actually like.
your pot so got thrown out of this fucking boat.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
I'm gonna have Sylvania do that too.
investigation. How does a 16 do ya?
A 16 does you fine. You are able to find the pot. You were fortunate enough that when you got knocked out, you did let go of the pot before your body went up and over the edge.
Hooray!
Also, Mel, if you click on the third tab where it's like journal, you can actually open up your character sheet within Roll20. So that way, rather than having to manually add all the stats, and you actually have it right there for you.
Oh, so if I go to the dice now and I click a 20. Oh.
No,
Oh,
like
damn, that was a waste of a good 20.
No, if you click on your character sheet, it'll pop it up, and then if you just it starts on like bio and info, then click on character sheet, and then if you just roll like I'm doing an investigation check, it auto puts in the modifiers and all that for you as well.
Oh, geez, right there. Okay.
Okay, and then you just go back to the. Oh,
And you can keep that screen open the entire time as well.
Great.
But yeah,
That's
Sweet.
pretty cool.
Okay, thank you for the heads up.
yes, yeah, I added that in like yesterday or the day before.
Cool
Anyways,
feature.
so yeah, there's this. Anna, you find your bucket or your pot, and you start scooping the water back out of your boat. There is still this colossal turtle that is staring at all of you.
If we don't move, or if we
Intricate.
move quietly, do you think it will leave us alone? Or does anyone know what this is besides a big fucking turtle?
Now that I'm not covered in like fear from crocodiles, I'm gonna do a nature check myself since I have a decent shot at this.
Okay.
Bum, 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 bum.
Does Mel know? No. At least assuming that, because that's on par with K, I think. Yeah,
Yeah,
it is.
you've never seen anything like this before, Mel,
Bah humbug.
and you also haven't done a whole lot of like sea travel either.
That is very fair.
You lived in the mountains.
Can I take the one remaining ore in our boat from Sylvania and like start like kayak oaring us to like not here, probably towards the shell, to be perfectly honest, and not directly in front of its face?
So you're all just like, okay, sorry. So you're just like grabbing the oar, and you're gonna try and like, just like quietly paddle along, or are you like rushing? Like, what are you doing?
I'm grabbing the oar in expectation of trying to move this boat as far in a direction as possible from the giant colossal thing that's in front of us, because I don't know what it is. It's a big fucking turtle. I don't speak turtle, last I checked.
But I might.
Were we supposed to go?
If
Yes,
it
that's
speaks
very true.
Draconic, then almost the entire party speaks it. But it hasn't said anything. It's just a giant eyeball next to our boat looking at us, and that's horrifying.
Like it's not, its eye isn't right next to your boat. Like its head is still up, but it's like staring down at you as like just kind of like looking at what you're doing at the moment. It has made no attempt at communication at the moment.
It's almost like Talia right there, just like actively being like, "Hi," except without the hi. It's just the awkward stare, and that's
it's just staring at you.
She just loves Tally. Look, Mom, look at me.
Sorry
Look
to
at me, Mom.
derail. Sorry to derail.
Welcome me. Welcome. This is our life now. This is what online anything has come to. Is please show us your pets if they show up. That's just part of the rules.
More or less.
Anyways, I'm prepared to row at least to the shell, because I don't feel bad things are going to happen where all these very mature-looking trees happen to be growing. Makes me believe that this turtle hasn't submerged itself completely in a long-ass time.
My next question is we still want to go onto the back of this turtle?
We don't have any other options. We're in a sinking boat, and the edges of this lake are cliffs.
So at the moment the party is talking, correct?
Yes.
We're kind of between ourselves, yeah.
What language?
Common,
Maybe speaking in, but I would want to try and like use my limited telepathy to try and thank it. I guess in common, but not like saying it out loud.
Okay. So Anna, with your limited telepathy, what are you trying to say?
I'm gonna say, thanks for the help with that alligator. Hope we're cool.
And so as you like kind of like put this, like send this message out to it, it kind of narrows its eyes a little bit as it kind of looms its head a bit closer to the boat. And as it does so, it's just like, most creatures cannot speak into the mind. And it says this out loud in Draconic.
It's probably...
Oh,
I understand it too!
Yep. Currently, Sylvania is just like, I don't know what's fucking going on.
Yeah, Sylvania. Yeah, so poor Sylvania is like.
We like everyone but Sylvania, like probably like what the fuck is going on. The rest of us are like, dude, thank you.
All she hears is growls and grunts, and she's like, "No, don't eat us!" It's like it just spoke Draconic.
And Theo, I'm gonna get you to roll me a intelligence check.
Who?
Theo.
Okay, you would like me to roll intelligence? You say, I just had the thing. Give me 5 seconds. Just straight intelligence?
Yep, straight intelligence check.
Straight intelligence. Where the fuck is my intelligence?
Well, I'd lose regardless, but this was a fun experiment. That's Sylvania.
Oh, that's Sylvania. What the hell? I'm sorry, guys. That was the... It says Theo, but it's... Oh, that's because I'm rolling as Sylvania. There we go. I did a thing. Disregard those first 3.
Yeah. Yeah, it's whoever's thing you click on will show who it's being rolled as. There we go. Theioryn. 15.
Oh man, I rolled a 19? Fuck.
No, you rolled a 15 because that already applies your modifiers.
I know.
So as it, like, you would know just, especially from your studies and also elves being one of the longer lived species, that Draconic is actually one of the oldest languages in the material plane. And so yeah. So what are people doing? What are people saying? Is Kay, are you still rowing towards that shell? Like, what's going on?
I'm like, dude. Thanks for the assist, man. Really appreciate it. Like, in the, like, youngest vocabulary of Draconic known to man, like, very much like being dude bro child of the Draconic language.
Are you saying right now that you're pulling a Xennial to like someone who lived at the beginning of time? Is that what you're doing?
Absolutely is what I'm doing right now. Is I'm approaching this dragon turtle like we speak the same language, but I'm like thousands of years younger than you. Yo, dude, thanks for the save. You're all right. Because, you know...
So we've got Kay spouting off childish jargon. As slangy as slang can be in Draconic.
Exactly. So hopefully slang doesn't derive too hellishly, but like, you know, I don't speak Draconic. I can't tell you how Ratchet became what it was, and that was a decade ago.
As Theo was just like, oh god.
We can all speak the language except for Sylv. So, you know, yes, Sylvan is me, but like Sylvania is like, meh, no, yeah. She's de facto other degrees of knowledge for our group.
I guess after he says that thing about the mind, I'd be like, well, I also speak from the mouth, if you prefer that. It doesn't have to be in the mind.
Speaking from the mouth takes less strain.
Noted. Mouths only.
Thank you again for taking out the crocodile. I believe introductions are needed.
Actually, I have a question before we get to introductions.
Okay.
We're sinking.
Yes, actually, we are sinking. You are absolutely true.
I'd love to talk to whoever this amazing giant turtle guy is, but we're gonna drown if we stay here.
I guess.
And he kind of like sticks his head into the water underneath the boat, and as he's lifting up, so you can feel the boat like teetering a bit. And I want everyone to make me a dex save at the moment.
Damn it! That's what got me into this mess in the first place.
Hey, I'm fine. I mean, if that's not fine, I don't know what is.
I gotta roll Sylvania. Give me a second.
Oh dear. Can one of us catch Anna, please?
I got 4.
Okay, it was a group dexterity check. So, and like as the boat kind of like teeters and totters, like as like it's like lifting it up. Like Anna, you start like falling over. You have like flashbacks of like crocodile maw as you just feel like Sylvania and Theo and Kay all just like grab onto you as you're like tipping towards the edge of the boat.
You're wearing my poncho. You're wearing my poncho. There's more to grab now.
Perfect.
This poncho has more value than your life.
No, it doesn't. Why would you say something like that, Kay?
Because you only give it to people you trust.
Oh.
You've given it to 2 people this entire campaign.
That's very true.
One of you were not on the best of speaking terms, but it's fine.
So like it like turns its head around and just kind of like tips you off like on the edge of the shell, not delicately, like
we weren't something is better than nothing.
Yeah, and basically the boat gets dropped into like this cluster of mangrove trees that have been growing from its shell, and you didn't even like hit like the shell itself. You're just the boat is basically just like propped up and stuck in all these mangrove branches. So you're currently not on stable ground stable shell, I guess. But you're not sinking.
We're in less than immediate danger.
Yes. Theoretically.
Yeah.
Unless we anger the giant dragon turtle thing.
Which we won't do.
Which we don't do. Thank you again.
Is
Once
there
again,
anything we can do for you?
Well, first off, introductions.
I'm Kay.
Don't. Yes, this is Kay. I thank you very much for helping us. We were in a bit of trouble. You saved our young friend here, Annah.
Hi.
I'm Theo, and this is Sylvania. And Sylvania is probably just like, I don't know what the fuck is going on. Why are we in a tree now?
In a tree, talking gibberish to a giant turtle.
Talking gibberish. What are you saying?
Everyone's lost their minds.
What's going? We're talking. Still, we'll let you in a moment. Just give us 5 minutes to talk to the scary dragon turtle.
Gary.
And as you've and are you telling all this to Sylvania in common?
I say like very under my breath to Syl. In common. Just be quiet as we talk to the big giant turtle.
No, if Syl speaks any other languages than common, do we? Like,
I know what she speaks right now because
Yes.
I'm looking at her stuff,
But the party does not.
No.
But Theo does not.
Wait, actually, yes, Sylvania has spoken Sylvan to Kay before. Because you two had a conversation with Sylvan and we're both excited about that.
I remember that because I said something under my breath and she was like, I heard that.
Yeah.
And then we had moments of, oh my god, we speak the same language. And I was like, your dialect is weird. Probably.
And then due to Sylvania being a gnome, you assume that Sylvania probably can. It's probably safe to assume Sylvania can speak gnomish.
Yeah.
What? The gnome can speak gnomish?
I know, right? It's weird.
Mind blown. I expect the dwarves to speak Elvish next. Like, jeez.
Some of them do. So anyways, as you've gone through the introductions, it's now just kind of like staring at you all. Its head kind of like that, like 180 degrees. It's now like looking at these things that is now placed on its back. It's like, I am Yexolock.
I know I've spelled that wrong.
Probably.
But it's phonetic works for me.
That's a name.
That's a name.
That's a name.
That's all I got. That's a name. Nothing I say in response to that name is going to be of any benefit to anyone. So I'm going to say nothing.
Well, Yexolock, we are very much indebted to you. So you just live here in the middle of the lake? Or do you, like, peruse around?
This lake has been my home for nearly 12 centuries.
That's awesome. Wow. So you must be very familiar with the surrounding area, maybe?
I've been through, though since I last traversed the region, it has drastically shifted.
That makes sense. Over 12 centuries, we're actually looking for, oh crap.
We're
What?
looking for some artifacts. We were sent here by another wizard.
By a wizard, not
by
another
a
one.
wizard.
The
not another
wizard.
A wizard.
Is there a ruins in this lake or near this lake? Probably a lot.
What once was a massive settlement all through this region has been turned to dust.
Can Can you tell us about the type of settlement that was here?
The land was once solid, and lords and kings and men claimed it as their own. Sprawling cities were brought up and built. They sought to control the land, and when given magic, they twisted it.
I'm sorry, you were saying magic was here.
Many centuries ago.
And you see him kind of like stop and like kind of like thinking to himself. He kind of furrows his brow. It's like,
not long after I got here, they learned magic, but they play with force beyond their comprehension, beyond their ken, and beyond their power to control.
Could you possibly point us to where this old settlement may be, or once stood?
It stretched far across what is now the wetlands.
Is there a heart to this wetlands?
The heart. No. There was many cities that were built before destruction.
Let's try a different approach. Do you know how they learned magic?
Magic was brought from the south, from across the seas, from across the oceans.
So clearly it's Theo's fault.
I playfully shove Kay.
Push him off.
Lords and kings and men's to me means human settlements, especially warring and often over 1,200 years, give or take. Since men or civilizations of men tend to rise and fall rather quickly. Magic brought over from the south.
There was more than humans.
Truly.
There were elves and dwarves and lizards and other kin.
Lizards living among men, dwarves and elves.
At
suppose.
that time, primarily as slaves.
Oh, as slaves, you say?
So were the lizard guys slaves, or did they murder everyone?
Well, 12,000 years ago they were slaves.
So it's been a hot minute.
1,200 years
right?
ago, not 12,000.
12,000, yeah.
So
Some years ago.
K's statement remains. It's been a hot minute, right?
It's actually quite cool in the lake.
Yeah. I like the cut of his jib. Okay, Anna's losing her collective mind because what she knows from magic is that it's new, and everybody believes magic is quite new, and so this is insane.
Mm-hmm.
That
Well, it's not that insane because new is
New is relative.
couple thousand years.
Yeah,
it wasn't new to us that magic was
within the past couple millennia.
500?
No,
Oh.
within the past couple millennia, so the past couple thousand years is when magic began to surge forth.
I thought it was less time than that.
So my next question then, as Theo, is how long ago was it that the city turned to dust? That the cities turned to dust?
Probably close to a millennia ago.
So 1,000 years. So that
Oh,
lines
shit.
up.
It also
Their
predates the
civilization
Nellic
did-
Wars, which is one. It also predates the Nellic Wars, which is one of the major wars between the elves and the dwarves that you're aware of.
Yeah.
Within Kyotera, at least. There was
Yeah.
many other wars elsewhere, but
But like, that's still like one. Their civilization didn't last a long time at all, and two, it's been a real hot minute, regardless of how cold the water is. Like, it may have cooled off now, but like over the last century, it's been a little steamy in this area.
millennia, you mean?
Sure, it doesn't matter to Kay. I just want an objective. Someone tell me where to go. I'm on the back of a turtle in a lake, and he's giving me a history
Hey.
lesson.
Quit breaking the fourth wall.
Kay is sitting in a. Can Kay climb out of the boat? Try to like climb down the tree. Is that something Kay can do during the history lesson?
You're welcome to try.
Marvelous. Let's do it.
Let's go with. Let's go with an athletics check.
Eight.
So as you start to like climb out of the boat, the branches that it's kind of like just been like essentially just dumped onto, you hear a little bit of like cracking and creaking as you're like climbing out of the boat. You're able to get out of the boat. Your trip down to the shell is definitely not a graceful one. There's a couple occasions, like as you're like climbing down through all these branches of the mangrove trees, like you like grab a branch and then you put your foot on another one, and then suddenly the branch that you're standing on breaks, and so does the branch that, like, as you drop and try and hold on, the branch you're holding on to breaks. You're just kind of like flailing and trying to grab onto another branch. You do manage to get down to the bottom without taking any damage, but it is definitely not your most elegant of moments. And as you reach the ground, there's dirt, there's rock, there's mud.
Well, since Kay's doing his own thing real quickly, what do you think, Anna?
For reference, Kay is going to explore.
Fair
Okay.
enough.
Just aimlessly with no direction, but obviously not towards the water. Carry on, everybody else.
So just to quickly recap then, for our objective was to find like a weapon or a crystal or a source of like magical intent. Was that the?
Yeah, you were sent. Oz had sent you here, had sent you into the Doan Wetlands. There was a ruins that was found by one of his other colleagues. That is, it was southwest of the Lake Amasura.
Lake Amasura, yeah. Which is what we're in right now, is Lake Amasura.
Yes.
Sorry, it was the ruins. I couldn't remember if he had just said they're probably there or here's the general direction.
The map he had given you had like at the general location marked of like this is where it should be. The one that's currently soaking wet in Kay's pocket. Yes.
Great. Hilarious. Well, giant alligator attacks aside, I think we still have an objective.
Yeah, which is to head southwest.
Yeah.
But we have a rather broken boat.
Yes.
Yes. Nezolok, would we our boat needs to be repaired. You have some wonderful trees around us. Would we possibly bother you to borrow some of your trees to help fix our boat?
The trees grow because of our race's primarily sedentary nature, and where I chose to rest. They are no more part of me than the mud on your shoes.
Oh,
Take of them of what you will.
We thank you very, very much. Also, thank you very much for telling us of the history of this place.
Mm-hmm. Very helpful.
Now, in exchange,
Oh, yes.
I am a collector of stories. I have collected for much of my life. But with this region being turned into wetlands, it has been a long time since I have had new stories to add to my collection. What stories can you provide?
Have you heard of one? The one about the Fey boy and the robotic arm? Top of my head. That's the first story I can think of.
Or the
I have
the
not.
It is out of curiosity, even though how I picture this in my head is the dragon turtle's voice is low and deep and just travels.
Oh yeah, very much so.
Perfect. Can Kay scream from the imminent nowhere? Have you heard about the disgraced dwarven cast?
And
So very two strong contenders.
you yell that out, and you just hear that low rumbling voice. It's like,
There are many. Which one?
I'm just thinking right now of Mulan at the end, where it's like, do you want to stay for dinner? And the grandma's off on the camera. Do you want to stay
forever? Mulan, such a good movie.
And Kay's like, guys, what's the Flaming Hammer cast's name? Yet again, Kay is unabashedly screaming from the ground of the trees.
Just kind of yelling up into the open sky. Just ah!
I am just literally screaming. To get sound to travel, because I imagine I'm a distant, not like a great distance, but distance enough that I have to yell.
Yeah, you had a reasonable length trip down.
And I mean, also at this point, they're the two as strong contenders is Kay's life story and
Kay's life story. The story of the past, Kay's past like month. It all started a month ago as Kay touched the weird purple orb.
See, technically, the story could expand to be the human raised by Fey folk.
Yeah.
True.
Kay's story is an adult.
Yes, my adult life choices have been very interesting thus far. I think I might have been better off getting laid in the Fey. But, you know, come see, come saw.
The Scorched Hammer is a group of dwarves that were, I guess you can say, they were banished from all other dwarven castes. As Kay reaches and brings back his notes.
They were the antagonizers in...
Kay's grabbing his notes, apparently. You hear that, Kay? Grab your notes.
Excuse me, well, I have no idea what happened to that notebook. You brought it over.
I brought it over there.
There was a cleaning that happened, which is probably half the problem.
They
excuse me, like 40 papers fell onto my floor now, so thanks, guys.
They exist 700 years ago and were exiled. They were a warrior clan, but they were vocally displeased during the Elven Wars. I'm not sure if you remember, or if you've heard of the Elven and Dwarven Wars.
There have been many spats between the dwarves and the elves. It's not uncommon for such short-lived spats species to squabble so?
I feel a little hurt being called a short-lived species, but I'll keep going. Anyway, there was a war.
I
And
mean, oh wait, no, that's wrong.
the dwarven champion
20?
Kiritol
20.
Sorry, what
Kay's
was
mumbling
that?
to himself, publicly announcing it to everyone. It's fine.
That you're 20 years old?
Yes, he's doing math.
You're not 20
important.
years.
I'm well aware of that, but he's bad at math.
The dwarven champion Kiritol was assassinated, or at least suspected to be assassinated by them. As such, this dwarven clan was exiled, and there are believed to be survivors existing to this day.
Not really believed. We met one.
Well, yes, we believe we met one.
Kay actually hearing this conversation while screaming at other people.
You're hearing one half of the conversation, because I don't think Theo's yelling for your sake.
I'm
So you're
talking
hearing...
normal answer.
Yeah, so you hear what Yexalok says back, but you're not hearing what Theo is saying.
Yes, so I'm shooting random clarifications based on what Yexel is saying, having no idea if Theo's actually said any of it, but just screaming. Why? Because it's Kay, and also bothering Theo any slight way possible is currently my life's goal. So...
Continuing on, there's actually rumors, or at least we had a small complication where this clan might be returning. In fact, it was many days ago. We were in fucking can't remember goddamn fucking names.
Stoneforge?
Yes, Stoneforge. We were in Stoneforge. We
a few
made our
weeks
way
ago.
down into the mines to find 3 wayward dwarves that had gone missing. As we went and we found a few of them, we met another dwarf who apparently accompanied them on their quest into a closed-off mine filled with
Kruthic.
Krusniks.
You keep putting an N in there.
I know. With 3 sticks of dynamite and a lot of luck, we managed to fight our way out and escape the Krusniks, only for us to fight a huge swarm of them on a bridge the next night. It was only till after that we found out that the 3rd random dwarf was part of this old exiled clan.
Didn't we find out before the bridge attack? Because we read the letter, and it was like, you know, thanks friends for being...
Telling a story, Kay. Or at least doing my best to.
Once again, Kay can't hear any of it because he's on the ground.
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm sorry, I take that back.
That's true. Kay is being like, but just...
And what makes it so weird that we would have met a clan member now is that the last known sighting was like something like 600 years ago, supposedly. And these dwarves, man, they hated the Elven Peace Treaty. Like, they were so against the Nellic Wars ending in peace. And if they came back, it would be just a whole bunch of bad things, I think, for everyone. And
We're not very good at storytelling, but we are really good at reciting past events, aren't we?
In an incomprehensible pattern.
That's true.
Yes, well, okay, Kay's gonna go back to exploring. He's bored with the inaccuracies of storytelling.
Shall we try the one with the boy with the robotic arm, the Fey boy with the robotic arm?
I mean, go for it. It's my life. You can tell it much better than I can, I'm sure. I mean, also, I'm pretty sure my lungs would collapse.
I'm trying to yell it from wherever the hell you've ended up.
Which I don't know yet. I'm just aimlessly wandering. I'll leave that for you to decide.
Yep.
I could tell of a legend, although I don't know too much about the legend. I only know a few sentences, if that's sufficient.
A legend of what?
Have you ever heard of I actually have to remember this for a second. Have you ever heard of the unicorn and the lion?
Maybe.
Well, long, long ago, there were two, I guess you can say, divine beings. A unicorn and a lion. But they were not friends, they were constantly enemies. And in fact, they were such enemies that every chance they had, they would fight each other. To the point that now one cannot exist while the other exists. Their fighting was so extreme that I believe it was moved to another plane. And in fact, to this very day, they do their best to keep fighting.
What are the names?
And this is where I bring up my notes because I literally can't believe I forgot my own fucking names.
Riam.
But yeah, I know Riam. I'm thinking of the other one.
Amos.
Amos, thank you. And I give those names.
I remembered.
Thank you. Thank you, my DM. Because I'm having a moment of, fuck, I know those names. I wrote them down. I came up with
You
them.
made them.
I know. But yes, I give the names Riam and Amos. Riam the unicorn and Amos the lion.
Deities, you say?
Or at least something like them. They're definitely not a normal unicorn and definitely not a normal lion. At least that's what the legend says.
They are not names I recognize.
Well, they are from the southwest. And even then, it's only a few sentences.
That is true. I suppose you've provided stories and tales as jumbled
Really, the only thing else we
as
can
they
do is-
may be.
Really, the only thing else we could do is tell you more about our adventures, but they're rather sparse and, honestly, a blur.
It's almost as if they've been happening for like 3/4 of a year, but it's only been like a month. Wow. What? I'm sorry. That's a fourth wall shout out right there. I'm just gonna drink my questionable beverages in peace.
Kay thinks he's at peace.
Kay is the most in peace out of all of us.
I know. I think Sylvania is pretty peaceful right now. She has no clue what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, she's just...
And
She's
yet
probably-
she's still in the boat. See, that's the thing. She understands nothing, but she's like, there's something happening here, and I'm gonna be
Sylvania-
present for it.
She probably already has climbed down, is probably following UK. Thinking
I
on
mean,
it.
aimlessly venturing on a turtle's back, maybe finding magical artifacts, something washed up in the dirt.
I'm just gonna go and say that Sylvania is probably following Kay.
DM, because Sylvania would have had to fall
Yeah,
out of a tree.
roll me a dexterity, or roll me a athletics check for Sylvania.
Athletics?
Yeah, attempting to climb down the tree. That honestly is about par on account of the fact that Sylvania has lost 11 inches within the past 48 hours.
I'm sorry, Phil. You rolled a 3. It doesn't help that you have a -1.
Yeah, the -1 to strength. That being said, that would have been, honestly, that would have been absolutely hilarious if it was a 0.
I think it might have been a 0.
I mean, a 0 is what? She stands up on the side of the boat and just tips over.
Swan dive!
Like expecting water to be below the boat, and it's not? Like...
Sylvania starts trying to climb down, and there's a couple of times where Sylvania is able to, like, hop from one branch down to the next. and it takes a little bit of it, like it's a bit of a jump, but like looking back, it's like no longer able to reach the branches that are up, and the next branches that are down are going to be too far to be able to land on safely. So like if she hit them, then they guaranteed a break, and she just falls. She's kind of like at this moment stuck in a tree.
Could be worse.
Because also got to keep in mind she's like 2'2" at the moment, so she does not have very good reach.
Poor Syl.
Sylvania is stuck in a tree currently.
She's gonna wiggle.
Just trying to shake the tree.
Gonna try and wiggle free. But we're gonna. I guess Theo and Anna will wrap up the conversation that we are having.
So as you're chatting with Yaxlog, like you're like you give him like some of you're talking to him about Ram and Amos and you told him about the Scorched Hammer clan, and you get the feeling he's currently satisfied.
Okay.
Great.
Well then, if you're with your satisfaction and your permission, we'll go on trying to fix and somehow, some way, get our boat down. Syl, are you stuck? Syl,
Just looking
reach
up.
over.
You're like,
I almost got it.
Get the rope.
Okay. If we, I don't know if you can feel anything on your shells, but we'll do our best not to be disruptive.
You'll do your best to not be
is
disruptive.
appreciated. The crocodile made such a ruckus.
Yeah.
We'll do our utmost to make sure we are quiet, and for those that are loud, we will find a way to silence them. I've almost got
Boat. I'm on a boat.
Yeah. That's all I can think of as Syl is just shaking and trying to get out. Thank
Kay,
you.
roll me a survival check.
To do it. Hey, that's a good number. 18.
That is a good number. While you're exploring the turtle's back, you do come across, like, you don't come across anything like that you're noting is magical, or that you're where there's magical, but you are finding a bunch of herbs that seem very odd.
I'm gonna pick them.
Yep, and
All of the herbs.
you're able to find a whole bunch of various herbs that
How to
Like,
poison?
a couple of them even remind you of some of the, like, they're not quite the same as you had seen in the Fae, but they're abnormally similar.
I'm assuming I'm adding herbs to my inventory.
Yeah, add turtle herbs.
Just gonna add that custom item right now.
Turtle herbs.
Custom item, and renaming it Turtle Herbs. Because, wait, no, where'd it go? Fuck technology. Damn it. Alright, well, I'm figuring out technology. What's the party doing?
How are we getting down from this boat?
That's a
I
great
don't know.
question. I'm glad you asked.
Would you?
I'm not going to lie. I don't really want to shake the boat and have it fall on the ground because it seems like a bad idea.
You really don't want to rock the boat?
No, I don't want to rock the boat.
Ew.
Strange voice that just popped into my head from nowhere.
I mean, it's not really nowhere, Because in reality, K is everywhere, and I'm pretty sure one of you have me babysat with a magical mark at some point or another. So
But realistically, we could carefully get out and flip this thing over so it's not rickety, right?
how the hell would you be able to... If I had to climb down from a tree...
Yeah, we're in a,
Sorry,
it's in a boat in a tree.
Yeah, the
Probably
boat.
on his neck.
No,
kinda-
he basically he picked you up with his head, and then he basically just dumped you onto the trees on his back, so that your
We're on
boat wasn't in
mechanic.
the water anymore.
It would be easier for us to chop down a tree and return it into a new boat than it would be for us to successfully take down that boat from the tree and repair it. At least that's my mental image, because any form of physics that exists in this world, except for featherfall on the fucking boat, is not gonna do us any favors. I don't know if, one, any of us know featherfall, and two, you want to waste a spell slot on a boat.
What else am I gonna waste it on?
Actually, before we do anything, do we have rope? One
Pretty
of
sure
us
most
must
of you
have
have rope.
I know I have rope.
I have rope.
All right. Do you want how long? How many? If we look over, how high do we estimate that? How high are we? Perception check.
Yeah, give me a perception check.
Perception. Gotta move myself as Theioryn here, and then my perception. 22.
I was gonna laugh really hard if it was a 1. It's like, yeah, you're like 3 feet off the ground. It's like, oh, we'll be fine. Jumps. Whoa! Longest 3 feet of my life. With 22, you figure probably close to about 50 to 60 feet off the ground, or off his shell at the moment.
Sweet.
I really appreciate that you corrected that. Off the shell.
Yeah, off his shell.
Do we have that much rope?
We have 50 feet of rope.
We have
For
50
me.
feet of rope. Okay then. Why don't we tie it to the end of the boat and then drop it to the side, and I'll misty step us down.
Works for me.
That seems like something I can do. At least can I? Now the next question is, can I misty step? I can only do it to myself. Shit.
You carry the. No, just kidding.
And I can only do it 30 feet. Shit. Okay. Well. If only
Can
I
you
had teleportation.
If only you could fall with style.
If only, yeah, that's the only thing I
Look,
can do.
Kay-
I don't even have
Kay fell-
featherfall.
Kay fell with style. It was magnificent. No one died.
But what could happen is one of us stays on the boat. I'm a little bit bigger and heavier, and one of us could use the rope to climb down. Do you think
And
that
then
would
the-
work?
Other
Yeah.
one could use the rope to climb down.
And then I will misty step down to the ground,
I love
or
it.
as far as I can.
Does Syl have any rope that we could just make the rope like a little bit longer?
Syl's on the bottom.
Syl's on.
Syl's
stuck in a
Syl's in a tree.
Syl's in a tree.
Wait,
stuck
what
in a
about
tree.
what about cat, dog, octopus?
Oh yeah, what about
Dog is in the boat.
Dog can stay
Okay.
in the boat.
Well,
but, like-
dog can stay in the
but-
boat.
Is Syl's rope on dog? Because most of Syl's
Most
all
of
of
Syl's
her
gear is
damage.
currently strapped to dog. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so maybe you could like
Take
steal
it.
some of her shit from dog. Not like dog's gonna mind, probably.
I think that's a great idea.
I'm just quickly looking. She's got an extra 50 feet of rope. I will borrow. I'm going to go through, and I'm gonna go. Syl, I'm borrowing your rope, and then I'm gonna start grabbing the rope. And she has pittance too, and a hammer, and a crowbar.
Climbing gear.
So
How
many
fun.
things. Oh wait, I have climbing gear. Because we thought we were gonna go climbing. I have a grappling hook. I have a grappling hook.
That's
Let's
awesome.
just use the grappling hook, you guys.
I always love watching players go back through their inventory because it's like Christmas. It's like, oh god, I have this. Yeah, that was in your starting inventory. Neat.
I have 5 pounds worth of
My
caltrops.
cupcakes are probably all wet now.
100% guarantee they are soaked.
My candy.
It's
My
probably wet and
candy
sticky.
apple And my
Still
cupcakes
edible.
are all wet. Oh, shit.
I mean, anything on Anna's also probably covered in a thin layer of blood.
Okay, I take out the grappling hook.
Thin layer of blood.
Now that being said, Kay,
take
I
the
don't think
rope.
Anna would have been wearing her backpack while inside the boat.
Yeah, but 20 bucks says that it was not dry in the sinking boat.
Oh, definitely not.
Alright, so yeah, I take the grappling hook. I'll take the rope. I'll take Syl's rope. I'll tie it. Do you want to add to your rope so we at least have 100 feet of rope?
Definitely. Better safe than
All
sorry.
right, better safe than sorry. We'll secure it to the one side. And then I will go to the far end of the boat and do my best to minimize the rocking of the boat.
Great.
Okay. So what exactly are you doing at the moment?
So if the boat is like this, right? Like how is the boat just sitting?
The boat is sitting in the branches.
Okay, yeah. So if we tie it to one side at least, like if it's at the front of the boat,
Yep.
I'm gonna go to the back of the boat to make sure that it kind of. I'm just gonna stand there and try to equalize out the weight.
So are you holding the rope or is someone else holding the rope? Because currently you have
I put on a grappling hook
What's the grappling hook connected to?
to the side of the boat.
And then what's the other end of the rope connected to?
It's gonna hang down, and we're gonna climb down.
Oh, okay.
It's just gonna
I was trying to figure, like, I was imagining you trying to, like, lower the boat. I'm like, so you've hooked onto the boat,
No,
and you're
not
at the other end of the boat holding onto the rope. So how is this boat going down? Okay,
Not yet.
yeah, okay.
No,
Now I get what you're saying. You're using it as a rope to climb down. Okay.
Go to the ground first.
They're
Okay.
going down, and then they're going to use physics to bring the boat down.
Yeah, that's what
Okay.
we're doing. It's already wrecked.
I'm picking up what you're putting down or attempting to throw out of a tree.
I mean, what's really just truly important is that that boat is gone. And if you don't know that yet, but we're sticking to the plan is being stuck to.
Yeah.
Why? Because it's so worth it.
I'm just waiting for the nat one that's going to either end up with someone or something hitting the hitting the shell.
Speaking of which roll do you want for me to climb down this rope?
This is going to be an athletics check
Athletics. Why does it have to be athletics?
because you're not acrobating down the rope. We're not like wrapping you up in the rope and just rolling you off the edge.
But what if we decided to do a flip?
Is that an option?
She goes down and she does a backflip
With a 16.
with a 16.
With the 16. You're able, like, because you've got the rope and actually, Theo, I'd also like for you to roll me a dexterity check. Yeah, let's go just straight dexterity.
10.
Okay. So as Anna's climbing down, like the boat does shift a bit, and you are able to, like, it wasn't a hard check for this, and so you are able to like keep the boat like relatively steady. As Anna, you do manage to climb down from the boat. And you have to, once you're getting lower, you have to swing a little bit to like get onto the shell because you're kind of like the trees do like stretch out a bit from the shell. And so you were kind of like sitting here. So once you're down, you're like swinging a bit, and you do manage to get yourself onto the shell, though.
Sweet. I like to think as I'm going down, I'm just like, "Hi, Syl."
Yeah, Sylvania is just saying, "Get me out of here!"
How far away is Syl from me up in the tree?
About halfway down.
About halfway down. Okay, so I could Misty Step and reach Syl is what is essentially.
Yes.
Okay. Well, here's the next thing.
There's also dog in the boat.
I looked at Dog. Dog, how are
Dog
you
is
getting
gonna
down?
fall. Dog is gonna fall out of the tree.
Dog does not have opposable thumbs.
I was like, Dog, can you take fall damage?
Yes, it can.
It can take fall damage?
It most certainly can.
I'm just gonna pick up Dog, and I'm gonna go, Syl, I'm sorry, and I'm just gonna drop Dog.
Here I am looking at what Kay can't possibly do in this situation, which is nothing.
In
Great
hindsight,
fun.
we could have just lowered dog down first because we had more than enough rope.
We
But
did
you did it!
No, we didn't, 'cause we're not thinking.
Still just gonna spend like the
looking at
next
this
43 hours fixing dog.
Dog.
Why is you catching the metal beast a good thing?
Actually,
Catch
it's
the metal.
muddy, right? It's super muddy, so maybe the fall damage will be lessened by like the thick algae mud.
Also, it's a cat. It should theoretically land on its
on its
feet.
feet.
It's an octopus that's shaped like a cat.
That's named Dog. Yes.
Named
Let's
Dog,
be
yeah.
clear here.
Clear
It
as
maintains. It's clear as concrete.
And
Let's
if
be
it was an
perfectly
octopus,
honest here.
It is definitely gonna survive.
Okay, so I need you to roll me a dexterity saving throw using Dog's stats.
Where the hell are dogs?
I will have to give those because I did not pull up. I did not make a character sheet for Dog. I was not expecting Dog to be thrown off a fucking boat.
You should have.
I'm on a boat.
I'm not surprised, but it wasn't something I had planned for.
Yeah, I have battle fist defender, but
Yeah,
I have
that's Dog.
AC and speed. Oh wait. Yes, okay.
It should have full stats there.
It should have full stats. So hang on. So what am I
Its
doing?
dexterity is +1. So give me a saving or a dexterity saving throw.
Plus
Plus
one.
one.
I think I got it. I think I can't do that with spaces. So 10.
Pretty average.
It's perfectly average, almost.
Why did you roll a d10?
Max! Sweet!
Whoops. Hang on.
That translates to being a 20.
It's like what is the chance of Dog surviving this with a d10? Well,
9 plus 1 is great.
13.
That's better. That's an above average number.
It's a nice above average number.
yeah, just slightly above average.
Also, I rolled that as Theioryn, but it's
That one's not going to matter because you're rolling a d20 plus 1.
Yeah.
Teriyaki's comment. It's like from a boat in a tree on top of a giant fucking turtle that speaks. So Dog is not the most graceful of beings despite being a cat because it's not a cat, it's an octopus shaped like a cat named Dog.
It should bounce back as octopus, right?
One moment, I just need to search for something. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay.
In hindsight, I could have just become a squirrel.
Oh shit! You could.
There's a lot of hindsight here. Let's be honest, everything will be fine.
There's a
I
lot of
cannot
things
guarantee that for Dog.
There's a lot of things that could have happened, but you know what did happen? None of those things.
Yeah, no, it did happen. Dog got thrown off of a boat from a tree on top of a giant fucking turtle that speaks.
And Kay has turtle herbs. Who knows what they do?
Cowabunga.
Not
dude.
Kay currently.
I mean, I didn't look. I just picked them all and put it in a pocket. Who knows? Maybe it'll make the greatest healing potion of all time that resurrects the dead. We
Maybe
don't
we can
know.
make tea with it. Maybe it'll poison us. Maybe it's Maybelline.
So you go and you throw this. You drop. You like go to the edge of the boat and you're like, eh. And
Unceremoniously.
very unceremoniously, just like off the edge it goes, and
Did you just?
you're just
drop-
kind of like
wait,
watching as this heavy metal dog cat
that's pretty
thing goes climbing around, and it's trying its damnedest to like grab onto anything as it's just like pawing at branches, but it's a heavy metal robot going through most of these branches. And
what have you
the
done?
freshly repaired dog that Sylvania had fixed the day before hits numerous branches on the way down, losing a limb here and there, and hits the ground. And you just watch, and it's like as you're like standing there, you're like watching this kind of like you're initially like, and then you like start just backing up as you're seeing it come, as you like have to dodge one of the legs as it goes boof and hits the ground and shatters, and the main body hits the ground on top of a rock, and you just watch the head go kunk and just roll off.
Oh, Syl's not gonna like that.
You
As Syl's just
dog.
looking down, just like, dog!
I'm gonna pick up its head and be like, "Are you okay?"
There is no response from
Wait.
dog.
It
I'm
doesn't.
sorry.
It doesn't even.
Dog is currently
meow.
dead.
Doesn't even count. It's just.
You killed the dog.
I don't know if I want to leave this boat anymore.
Oh, Syl's gonna regret joining us.
You know, fuck it. I'm gonna go Misty step to where Syl is. How far is she from the rope?
A fair ways.
Okay.
Damn.
But yeah, so you're misty stepping onto the branch that Sylvania is standing on.
Is she standing on a branch or is she stuck?
Well, she's currently standing on a branch, but she has nowhere that she can go up or down.
Oh.
So you're misty stepping onto the branch that she's currently clutching?
Is she's standing on it? Or
She's like, she basically has her body kind of like wrapped around it because there's like nowhere to go up or down at the moment.
Okay.
Wow. Secretly, the player killed today wasn't Anna. It was Syl.
I feel like we would have
I
dropped.
have a feeling we're gonna rest. So I'm gonna do the bad thing, and I'm gonna Misty Step twice. I'm gonna Misty Step once to Sylvania, and then I'm gonna Misty Step down. My max
Okay.
is 30 feet, so I
Okay.
should be able to do that. I'll
Um,
have no spell slots.
Wait, doesn't that mean you need to roll for wild magic twice in a row?
Yes, I do.
also out of curiosity, so you're misty stepping to Sylvania,
Mm-hmm.
and then you're just continuing your own misty step down.
Well, oh no, you're absolutely right. Never mind. I can't bring people. Shit.
Yeah,
hang on.
because you already went over this. You're like, I can't bring people with me with misty step.
Let me think. Let me think about this again.
Can you make the rope go closer to Syl?
I suppose I could just do that. Because we put an extra 50 feet on there. Can we? Yeah, it's so because it's 100 feet. So I'm gonna take some of the rope. I'm gonna take 50 of the 100 that's on there. If I drop the remaining 50 feet, can Anna still reach it from the ground?
Yes.
Okay.
So,
Alright
like,
then.
so are you're
Okay,
pulling?
we had two lengths of 50-foot rope. We
Yep.
tied them
Which-
together, and then we.
And you're
tied
about
one to
60 feet off the ground.
So we had 100 feet. So I'm going to pull up the rope and take another 50 feet, drop the other 50 feet, so Syl's 50 feet.
It's now
back
on
to
the ground.
No, like dangling.
Okay.
Dangle. Right. So I now have 50 feet in my arm, in my hand,
Okay.
and from there I will misty step to Syl on that branch. I'll quickly tie it around the branch.
Okay. So
and then
you're
Syl will come
you're
down.
unhooking this from the boat.
No.
I'm-
She
no.
pulled the so the grappling hook and the first 50 feet of rope are
Yeah.
still attached to the boat.
Yeah.
She pulled up the 50 feet of rope.
It was 100 feet actually.
Well, no, you pulled up the first 50 feet.
Yeah,
so
the
you could
first
get
50 feet.
the
Okay.
wall.
So you're holding on to the end of that first 50 feet essentially.
Yeah, I want.
That's
Okay.
second
Because with you
50
saying you like
feet.
wrapped it around your arms, like okay, so you misty step the 30
No,
feet
no,
and you
I
have no
in
slack.
My arm, as I'm holding it, I'm taking it over.
Okay.
taking
So
an extra 50
okay.
over. while the remaining 50 feet and grappling hook are still dangling from the boat, so we can pull that down
Okay.
or chop a tree down.
Okay.
We might have to chop a tree down.
I really want someone to break this boat.
I-
I'm excited.
We're gonna break the boat anyway. It's broken, so.
Watch the boat
Alrighty,
survive
so-
the fall.
Okay, so
That's what she said.
so you're holding on to the 50 feet down in the rope, and you're misty stepping over to Sylvania,
Yeah.
and then you're just like giving Sylvania that 50-foot point of rope.
I'm gonna tie it around the branch, kind of, and as best as I can, which is probably gonna be a fucking dexterity rolls. I'm gonna grab her and we're gonna slide down the rope together. Unless the fucking thing is not gonna support. Oh wait, the branch is not gonna support us, is it?
You don't know.
It's only big. It's. Does it look like it's gonna support us?
Roll me an intelligence check from 30 feet away. So I guess intelligence with disadvantage because you're a fair ways away trying to just. Is that branch gonna hold 2 people?
Is that branch gonna hold 2 people? What is my
The 7?
disadvantage?
Yep.
Yeah, so the
Um,
7.
Oh, that'll be fine.
Trust you. Okay. Fine. I misty step over to the branch. Does it
Someone's-
snap immediately?
Okay, so
It's
you
gonna get
misty
real
step.
bad.
I want you to roll me a dexterity check.
Oh man, just all the tonight with all the dexterities.
Okay,
This
this
is why
shouldn't be
we're
this
not-
shouldn't be too bad for you.
Yep, 16.
Okay, good. So you beat the dexterity that against the breaking point of the branch.
Yay!
So you get to you like misty step onto the branch. So roll me your d20 for the wild surge.
Oh yeah, that's right. I just gotta.
Just 1 d20.
I'm on a boat.
I kind of want to see this thing magic surge.
Nope.
Nope, no surge.
Surge.
So you misty step over, and you like kind of like land on the branch, and like Sylvania is like wide eyed as like the branch is now like bobbling as you as your weight is suddenly applied to it. But you're
Yeah.
able to kind of like do quick like couple like very basic knot, just kind of looped halfway around this branch. And so you're grabbing Sylvania and then one hand sliding down? Is that
Actually, I'll have Syl go down the rope first.
okay?
And then is there a tree like a
That
rim
makes a
above
lot
that
more
I can
sense.
Grab just in case and steady myself.
Yes, there's a branch that you could reach because you're definitely taller than
Okay.
Syl.
I'm gonna reach and grab a branch to steady myself, and I'm just gonna wait till she's on the ground before I go down.
Okay. Sylvania is gonna need to make a athletics check for climbing down.
Oh. Sylvania, and she's gonna make an athletics check. Oh, which she's not great at.
No, she is
3.
not. So you're
I should have carried her down.
So Sylvania like grabs onto the rope,
Yeah.
and then as soon as she gets her leg off the branch and like swings that a little bit, Amelia's like, "Oh no!" and like lets go of the rope.
No.
So Sylvania starts falling.
He sits and branches on
no.
right now.
Oh no! Wait, can I have a reaction and grab her?
Give me a dexterity saving throw then.
Oh god, okay. All the dexterity tonight. Jesus Christ.
You're doing a lot of just like improv, like, oh shit, needing to grab this thing.
No!
Oh, that nat one.
Does that mean Theo's falling too?
So you like lean down, like let go of the branch above you because you need to crouch down, try and grab Sylvania, and that sudden like put like that sudden like force down, the branch does give way, and so you, Sylvania, and a branch are now falling towards the ground. What are people doing? Kay's probably
Kay
picking
isn't
herbs.
I'm picking turtle herbs.
I'm gonna
Which you,
hope.
at some point, you will need to give me a quantity of that's measurable in some capacity.
I will.
I'm gonna hope that I land on a bush.
I was willing
Oh.
to catch Syl, but I'm not willing to catch both of them.
No, I'm sorry.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
So
no.
so what are people doing?
I'm falling 20 feet, right?
About 30 feet.
30 feet.
30 feet. Oh, how much damage is that? Like the only other thing I could do is try and do I can't do another reaction.
This is gonna be interesting.
I have a question about how one of my spells work.
What is the question? And which
so millipedes or entangle, could I cast that to try and catch them, having the millipedes kind of swarm in this 20-foot radius to soften and catch them as they fall?
Let me take a look at Entangle.
Sorry, soften the landing is what I meant.
Yeah.
The
So
only thing I could do that would save us is I could cast Spare the Dying.
Unless you're one of the dying.
Unless I'm one of the dying.
because it's a restraining spell. So I'm picturing it in my head that these things swarm up and try and wrap around you and like grab you in a way. It might be totally kibosh, but it's the only spell I have that isn't Frost Wasp.
What, you don't think Frost Wasp will save them?
Oh, I'm gonna quickly look at Sylvania's stuff. No, wait, no. Sylvania casts Featherfall.
Well, at least Syl can cast it on herself.
She can cast Featherfall. I believe, actually, Featherfall. You can shoot up to 5 people within range, and we're right beside each other.
Shit. Do
So
you think she would
Sylvania
cast it on
Sylvania will cast Featherfall.
Okay, so Sylvania's casting Featherfall.
And this is why you always look at your friend's spells before you go in. Damn it.
Oh, okay, so Sylvania's casting, Sylvania's looking at it, basically, oh shit,
Yeah.
and so, I want you to roll me the chance for Surge as well. Oh, it does not surge. There's a 3
It was
in
really close, but she does not surge.
So basically, Sylvania grabs onto her belt and pulls out and throws this little metal band essentially at you, and then puts one on her own wrist as well, and it hits your wrist and wraps around, and just this thin metal wire shoots out and just impales through a tree, and kind of that brief halt is, and then slowly lowers you to the ground. And same thing for her. So you do both reach the ground a little bit. Oh shit! But
That would have been
better condition than
useful.
Dog.
That would have been useful, and I'm so sorry I threw Dog off of the boat.
Yeah, so I was just gathering up the pieces of Dog.
Oh, I would have been doing that, grabbing what was around me, putting
While
it into a pile.
trying not to get crushed by Theo
Yeah.
and Syl,
And
who
so
were
we're also falling.
clearly about to begin falling in your general direction.
Well,
They're not Olaf. They can't be oh.
Oh look, I've been impaled.
Everyone understood the reference!
I didn't quote it, but I got it.
Well, what's important is y'all knew what I was talking about.
Precisely.
So I can talk Frozen to y'all.
Okay, so you're all now on the ground, except for the boat.
How are
What are you
gonna
doing?
reach the
What
50
are you
foot
doing
rope
with the boat?
swinging?
Can we featherfall a boat?
I mean,
no,
probably, but let's be honest.
I don't know. Syl, can you featherfall a boat? Nope, can't featherfall a boat. Gotta be a creature.
Do you want to do the honors?
Well, I mean, the rope is 10 feet above the ground.
I could lift you.
So one of you has to be lifted to be able to pull onto the boat.
It's doable.
I appreciate that I'm not present for any of this.
You're just I don't have to help with this one. This is their problem.
I have a question.
I have an answer.
Well, it's more to our little group. Do you think one of us could You know what? F it. I'm just gonna go up to the tree. I'm just gonna start shaking the tree.
The mangrove tree, like it's like plethora of roots that are reaching out and into the ground, make it really hard for you to actually like get any kind of like
Damn it.
traction on shaking this tree.
Like, if you're gonna smash it with a hammer, you're gonna need
Anna,
to use a real big hammer.
Anna,
can do
would you? I was gonna say, would you be okay if I picked you up, or
Toss
you
the
could
burden.
or chase a squirrel, turn into a squirrel?
I'll squirrel it up.
Okay. And then
I'm very confused at how a squirrel is going to be useful in this part of the scenario.
I'm gonna assume as a squirrel, I can get to the rope, undo Wild's shape, and then the force
can
of
at least
suddenly being.
do my best to lift you up to the rope. I'm sure you, as a squirrel, can make the jump from me to the rope.
Would that
I'm
be
just imagining
awesome?
Theo just picking up the squirrel Anna and just ugh!
No,
Yeet!
I would never throw or yeet Anna. No.
Yeet the squirrel.
I may throw dog off the side of a boat, but I will never yeet Anna.
I believe Yeet is throwing something.
Yep.
Hold on.
Yeet is
Yeet is
throwing.
throw. To throw with great force.
I
Yep.
kill the word yeet.
I've just
You
accepted
just-
the fact that I'm old and I'm just going to use and abuse and misuse all the younger kids lingo.
It depends. Certain generations I miss, and then other generations I perfectly understand immediately, and that's what baffles me.
Just swear on
I
it.
understand them. Doesn't mean I like it.
Oof.
I'm like the
Oof,
old
it's
man who's just gonna
great.
start using a whole bunch of like the newer references just to try and kill them.
Are you like hip?
Well, I used to be hip with the kids, but then I had both of mine replaced.
That's dope, man.
So, Anna, are
Maybe.
you trying to are you going squirrel Anna and then climbing up, or is Theo yeeting you, or what is going on?
I realistically looking at this, I feel like I could just squirrel up the tree and get onto the rope, whether
Pretty
it's from
easily, yes.
a branch or jump. Before we do that, I want to make sure we've cleared dog out of the way, like as best as we can.
Yeah,
and
I'm
risk
gonna.
the dead.
The people who are there
to
get-
pieces.
Yeah, the people who are there give me
Shit,
investigation
shit,
checks just to
shit.
make sure you're able to find dog
Certainly.
and dog paraphernalia.
That's a phrase.
15.
I'm sorry.
I don't know if I'm comfortable with dog paraphernalia as a phrase that I want to use. That's awkward.
Once again, sorry, threw dog off.
A
I mean,
15.
you don't-
Is Theo and
like-
Sylvania?
Oh yeah, no, it would be a creature. So, yeah, I'll help pick this up.
You did throw the dog off
I
the boat, so.
Did throw him off. Therefore, I rolled a 20. So I will do the mess. Syl can. I'll still roll for Syl. I will be helping Syl tonight put dog back together because I actually secretly feel sick. Syl rolled a 6. She's distraught. She just put this dog back. She just put dog back together.
Yeah, she
I feel-
literally put dog back together like the day or the night before
Yep.
because dog got beaten up by the lizard man.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Sorry about
And
that.
is now putting dog back together again. Dog is now Humpty Dumpty. Except instead of falling off the wall, it fell off a boat. And by fell, I mean thrown. So, between the 15 and the 20, you are able to find what you figure is the vast majority of dog parts.
Great.
And
Woo.
get them kind of pulled aside and collected for Sylvania, who is currently, like, piecing back together bits of dog's leg.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait till the boat's down and then I'm gonna go help her.
Okay. So Anna's wild chipping into a squirrel and going retrieving a rope.
That is correct.
Okay, so
Squirrel.
as Squirrel Anna, you've now gotten to the rope. You just scamper up that tree. You like figure out like which tree the rope was kind of like looped around the branch, or what's left of the branch, and you're like scurry up that tree, out onto the end of the branch, and you're at the rope. How are you getting the boat down? Or are you just taking the rope and go down, or are you?
I want to free the rope so it's dangling and no longer wrapped around the tree branch.
Okay. And you're doing that as Squirrel or as Anna?
Can I do it as squirrel?
You can.
Let's find out. Roll
probably
me a strength.
try.
Roll me a strength check. As Squirrel.
As a squirrel. Oh.
So, full
What?
disclosure, I have seen squirrels do miraculous fucking feats of strength.
Okay. So
Just
this is
because they can doesn't mean she will.
Squirrels.
So I got a 0 because I have a -4 and I rolled a 4. So with 0,
The squirrel fell out of the tree.
No, cause you're pushing on the rope, pushing on the rope, pushing on the rope. The rope doesn't move.
It's really stuck.
With the sudden force of like people like grabbing and trying to grab onto it as it's going down, the knot is tightened. So unfortunately, you're not able to get it off a squirrel.
Fun.
Okay.
I like this.
the branches at the top of the tree, those
No.
are strong branches, right? At the where the boat is, those are strong. That could reasonably hold a panther, right?
Gonna be so good.
Potentially. Like, are you going up to the boat now? Is that the plan?
I'm gonna climb up the tree as my little squirrel self, and then I just want to push this thing over.
As a panther.
Yeah. As Anna 7.
Okay, so you push on the rope for a little bit, not getting anywhere. So you kind of give up on the rope. You scurry up the tree further, leap from branch to branch as you're going, and at one point you have that moment like you leap and you get a little bit of a gust of wind, and you're like, whoa, manage to grab onto the branch and like squirrel your way up the tree, and you get up to the boat.
Hooray!
So you're now
Great.
at the boat as a squirrel.
I'm gonna burn my second wild shape because I assume that's how that works from going one shape to another.
That it
Okay,
does.
It's late afternoon.
And I want to make sure that I'm actually smartly perched on a branch that would hold my weight. I'm gonna presume up here where it's holding the boat, which was holding us, it's gonna be okay. But you know,
Yeah,
weirder things have happened.
there's a lot of branches that are there.
Okay.
The branches themselves don't look like they're the greatest of branches, but there's a lot of them.
Okay, great. As Anna 7, can I kitty cat push this thing off? Like a jar of water off the desk.
Okay.
Just do the cat thing
No,
of.
no, no, kitty, no.
It's like, don't you dare, cat, don't you dare.
Looks
Um,
directly, makes direct eye contact with you.
Yeah, just looks directly into the camera and just moves it off.
Alrighty. Roll me your strength check for Panther.
Almost like I need to pull up Panther stats because I don't have it. But don't worry, it's right here. Oh, that's much better than Anna's. Okay.
That's not hard. Anna has a negative to strength, doesn't she?
Yeah. I rolled it's a 6.
A 6?
Wow.
you-
Look at you. Force for days.
Forge for days. You push and you push, but you're not getting much traction. Like the branches, because they're not very thick, they're kind of like spreading as you're trying to push, and so the boat is more stuck than you are.
All right. Can I feasibly like take 10 on? Take 10's probably a Pathfinder thing and not a D&D thing.
100%.
So, can I like kitty cat pounce on some branches on the one side to get it like off kilter?
So basically,
Like, is there
you're
a way-
you're trying to bounce around, trying to like jostle it free.
Yeah. Like specifically maybe like the front of the boat, if I can mess with it there so that it's gonna want to tip forward.
So are you jumping in the boat or around the boat?
Not in the boat, around the boat.
Okay. Just want to make sure so I know what's going on here.
No, not riding this thing. Jesus.
At this point, I think it'd be better for the DM not to go know what was going on in this current situation.
The hat.
Double.
I'm the only one home, guys. She's gonna appear.
That's fine.
So,
So roll me an acrobatics check.
Which is dex based, right? Acrobatics.
Yes.
Yes, okay.
So it'd be 1d20 plus 2.
Plus 2, that's easy. In theory, it's easy.
And before another 4.
12.
Okay, at least it's not another 4. I would have really... it'd have been great if it was another 4.
4 curse of 4s.
The curse of 4s. It takes a little bit, like, as you're, like, moving branches, like, trying to toss them around, like, eventually you do see the boat kind of, like, shifting and bouncing forward a little bit.
The next words out of your mouth are "make me a."
Wondering why the dog is standing up because the cat took her bed. Carry on.
Of course, the cat took the dog's bed. You do manage to get the boat, like, bouncing forward, and after a little bit, you watch as it starts to tip. Like, it's going from, like, mostly level, and it starts to lean forward and tip, and starts to slide forward. And, you know, that's where we're going to take our... Pardon?
Oh, I was gonna say, did I remove that grappling hook?
Nope. But that's where we're going to take our first break. So, yeah, we'll be back in, like, 10 minutes, or so we'll be back around,
It took us an hour to get
minutes-ish?
down from this boat.
It took you guys an hour to get down from the boat.
Yeah, Kay did it gracefully in less than 2 minutes.
Yeah, it took. I fell and I was done.
Shut up, Kay.
All right, but yeah, we'll be back in, like, 10-ish minutes. Where are the right things? Boop.
Hangry K, and that's not going to be good for anyone.
That's fair. Alrighty, so we are back. Okay, so you've tipped the boat out of the tree. I need to roll to see if this branch is gonna hold. I'm assuming probably it's not. That branch rolled a 1 on its ability to hold this thing, which, let's be honest, is kind of expected. So as the boat's falling, the turtle is just like Yexalot's just like watching this cluster.
The whole time?
Oh, you're on his back.
Son of a bitch!
Oh god, really embarrassed now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has just been It has just been like in the water, watching this mess on its back occur.
This fucker hasn't helped at all.
You never asked.
No one asked.
You are independent beings, and you don't need no giant turtle in your life.
So as the boat's tumbling, it like hits the end of that like 50-foot rope. Let's see if the rope can hold on. The rope right behind the grappling hook breaks.
Oh.
So the rope is broken down to the tree. So the rope is now like free falling, like just kind of flopped to the ground.
Oh, there goes the rope.
Yeah, the rope is fine.
The grappling hook
tree
is
is
still
still
stuck on the
pulling
front of the boat. And the boat falls and hits the where is it gonna hit? Odds or
Say happy
evens?
birthday to the ground.
Mel, since Mel was the one who got it to fall out of the tree. Odds or evens?
Evens.
Happy
So-
birthday to the ground.
The boat, as the turtle's watching this boat fall, it's kind of like listing its neck to the side, Because keep in mind, once again, the branches are overhanging from the edge of the shell. So the turtle kind of like moves its head and neck out of the way as this boat crashes into the water and just shatters. As there are now remnants of boat and a grappling hook floating in the water near the front of the turtle.
I'm just gonna remove grappling hook from my inventory.
You don't want to go swimming to get it?
No.
We did a thing. We
You got the boat out of the tree.
What's important is we said what I said we were going to do at the beginning. We were going to destroy that boat one way or another.
How are we getting off this? How... Sigh.
There are trees.
And
let's build a boat.
and Yexloc's just looking at you. He's like,
I'm guessing that wasn't the right plan.
No, it most certainly was not.
I'm gonna appreciate when Kay comes back. What the fuck is the boat?
yeah. And honestly, probably about this time, Kay is strolling back up. And it's like everyone's on the ground, and the boat is not boaty anymore.
Much
I have
like
a
the dog.
question.
And also, dog is now in a pile of limbs.
And Sylvania is trying to put it back together.
I have a question.
You are not allowed to ask any questions for the next 8 hours. There will be no questions from you.
You got 5 minutes of yelling, though.
Something that you want to hear out of your mouth are how we're going to get to the southwest point of this lake.
Why did we ask our dragon friend?
Why don't you go and ask the dragon friend, then, Kay?
Kay's gonna, like, yell in an audible turtle should probably hear this voice. I can't say his name.
Yexolock.
Yexalock?
I cannot say his name. Hey, yes! Can we go to the south end of the lake by chance?
And Jay just like, oh god. And he just kind of like looks down at you. It's like,
Do you wish for my escort to the far end of the lake?
and it kind of like looks up at like looking southwards towards the south end of the lake. Is like,
You must have more tales to tell.
Sure.
Indulge me in stories, and I suppose I can bring you to the far end of the lake.
Cool. So Kay, being Kay, is gonna be like, can I sit on top of your head and tell you stories?
No.
Damn. Kay is gonna go to the closest point he can to like where the part comes out of like the island underneath.
No.
He's gonna sit, and Kay is just going to talk the turtle's ear off about every Fey piece of story, lore, like all of the shit he learned growing up as a human in Fey culture.
okay,
He is just going to spend the next X hours unabashedly talking about everything without interruption. There's no questions from the turtle. There's no clarification from the turtle.
All to assume that the turtle has no question.
Kay is just going to tell every single ounce of like knowledge about Fey culture he has in his tiny little brain. He's going to riddle as much as he remembers off to the turtle, and then pass out because he expects it'll be night by that point.
roll me a
This'll be fun. Please be good.
well, no, it's up to your rolls. Roll me a performance check.
That'll do. That's not a terrible number.
Not a 1.
Or a 4.
It's above average. Kay may not remember super accurately, but he remembers enough to probably regale someone with,
Hours of tales.
I mean, yeah, let's go with folklore, let's go with the shit that scares the Fae children, but yet the human will be like, y'all are dumb, but okay. Or like, the things that are just all the Fae just want to bang all of the time. No, that's true. That's 100% true. And like just the stories of like the inner machinations of like the culture I was in, and just the different stories of like how the elites, like Fae people, are like secretly trying to like overturn the government, and just all of the shit I remember from a child. I'm just gonna be like, blah. It's not gonna be entirely accurate or super well told, but you know what? It's better than average.
Suddenly the turtle swims faster to get Kay off of the shell.
See, that's like a 2. I feel that's a 2, because at that point I'm just spewing gibberish. At least this point, I'm spewing stories.
Like you somehow switched to Sylvan and not realized he doesn't actually know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
doesn't actually know anything about Sylvan.
That would have been great.
So you as you start regaling him with tales, you feel the shift as the body like kind of lowers into the water. You just watch those waves kind of crash out and then kind of like sweep back into the edge of the shell as it turns. And even especially where you're sitting with you being a bit closer, you can see like in the water these massive limbs just kind of leisurely gliding through the water as it paddles itself along. It's not moving exceptionally fast, but at the same time, it's not trying to.
It's a forward momentum.
Yep.
And we have time.
And he makes like this wide curve because he's currently facing north. He makes this wide curve as he's like turns and starts heading towards the southern end of the lake. And you regale his in with tales for a couple hours, and as you're reaching the southern end of the lake, you feel like everything kind of lurch forward as his underside kind of like scrapes against the sandy shores underneath the water, and you're still about 30 or so feet from the beach, but it stretches out one of its legs and just kind of like rests it across. And he looks back to you and...
I appreciate the tales. It's interesting to hear of worlds that are not this one. It's much the same as when they told me of their trip to the realms of the gods.
And then he just kind of like turns back and just kind of like chilling there in the water.
Cool. Well, Kay's gonna get up and casually be like, hey, Theo, I did it. And then Kay's gonna just casually walk across to the beach.
How far along did we get fixing dog at this
Yeah.
It depends if it's night or not, because I expect we're setting camp up on the beach.
Just a second, I'm just checking the Steel Defender. Yeah, but by the time you get to the shore, because it's been a couple hours on the turtle's back, Sylvania has mostly reassembled Dog for the second time this trip.
Yay!
And
Sorry, Sil.
as Dog is like up and moving around, you watch it's like step, 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 crunk, step, step, steps, and it's just and you're kind of like looking at like where one of the legs is still kind of like bent in. It's like
Sil's gonna be up all night trying to fix it.
that one's gonna need a bigger hammer. But all in all, Steel Defender, the Dog is back up and functional.
Hooray! I guess we'll follow Kay off of the giant turtle, and as we're getting off, I will go, thank you very much for all the help, and sorry we crushed the boat off your magnolia
It
trees.
wasn't my boat.
Sorry you had to witness that. I
He's-
went to the beach.
Well, thanks again. That was really helpful. Like, enormously helpful. Mostly because you're enormous.
I'm not even the biggest of my species.
But you're the coolest.
He just kind of looks at you and looks back to the water, and if a turtle could shrug, you'd think he was shrugging.
I appreciate that he like. My mental image is currently he appreciates Kay's existence, but at the same time, there's like an upper limit to how much of Kay he wants to deal with, and he's like just catching the threshold, and he's like, just go. It's fine. Just like go pitch a tent somewhere and go to sleep, or whatever it is you do with a tent.
And at this point in time, like it's early evening. It's not like, especially since you guys haven't been having to, like, you haven't been walking all day. You've had someone, like, people in the boat rowing and all that kind of stuff. But you've also spent the last couple hours just sitting on the back of a turtle while the turtle carried you across the lake. So you could feasibly travel again for another hour or two before nightfall, or if you chose to crash on the beach or in the nearby mangrove trees, you could do that as well. It's up to the party. What is the party doing?
Crash on the beach, crash on the beach, crash on the beach. My vocal cords are getting tired and I'm exhausted. I've been talking for a really long time about all of the crazy things that we did, and it's really tired.
Through the camera, I just put my hand. Thank you, Kay. I agree. I think I'm good with crashing on the beach. What say you, Anna?
Beach.
What say you, Sil? Sil probably looks at Dog's broken leg. Beach
I
is
need to
good.
fix Dog.
I need to fix Dog. Beach
So
is good.
Sylvania already has a like fire going and
Yeah.
like is like heating up some of the tools to try and like work out some of these kinks in Dog's leg.
Then let's stay on the beach.
You're staying on the beach?
Yeah.
Okay.
Quick perception check to see if I see anything, if I see tracks or anything.
I'll
Oh.
get in on that.
Yeah, me too. Perception's always good.
Are you specifically looking for tracks or just like looking around in general?
I would just like to do a perimeter check of the area, make sure that nothing is make sure that the area is safe.
Okay.
Apparently the app double clicked, so I'm just taking the second one because I like.
No, we're going with the first one because that was the
Damn.
first one that.
But like if you look
I
at
know.
those two rolls, it is so upsetting. It's like 24, 13, or not 24, 14, 13, 20,
Mine gave-
23.
Mine gave me 21 twice.
It did.
I don't know how I did that.
Well, because it auto rolls it with auto rolls the setup for advantage or disadvantage.
Yeah.
So it's always just whatever the first number is, and if you have advantage, then you get the higher of the two. If you have disadvantage, you get the lower of the two.
Yeah, no, I'm more in the fact that I rolled 21 twice.
You got two 18s in a row.
I got two 18s, yeah.
You bitch.
So the three of you going about. Okay, you're a little bit. Your throat's a bit sore, and while you're looking around, you're just kind of like. You've been talking for a long time. You've been talking for the past 2 hours straight, and like non-stop. I'm imagining there was like 3 breaths during that 2-hour period, just and then
That sounds like how Kay talks. Yeah, sure.
but then looking around, like the beach itself seems like there's some wildlife that has traversed it. But nothing bigger than whatchamacallit. Like the three of you find like no tracks that are bigger than anything like like large lizards and stuff like that. Definitely smaller than the Doan crocodile you dealt with earlier. Yeah. But doing a brief perimeter check, you're feeling relatively confident. Like, and you're on the beach. You're in a cleared area, so.
Cool. All right, then I guess I'll start setting up tents and starting a fire. Well, I imagine Syl's already got the fire.
Syl's already got the fire and is heating up tools.
Syl's got the fire going. She's heating up tools. I guess I'll start pitching a tent and.
What's the weather looking like?
Currently the weather is fairly clear. It was looking a little bit crummier earlier, but the sky seemed to have cleared up a fair bit. So it's looking like it's probably going to be a pretty clear night.
Sweet. So yeah, rather than worrying about like sheltering with a lean-to or something, just set up my tent on the beach.
Okay. And so what order are people taking watch in?
Last.
I'll go first.
Kay is literally setting up his tent, literally rolling out his like, as he's rolling out his like sleeping bag shenanigans, he just finishes rolling it out, gets in, and is unconscious.
Okay.
I'll go second.
Alrighty, and so then Sylvania is third?
So we'll go third, yeah.
Okay. So still kind of a little bit like regretting his hand. It was like really excited, like I'm gonna take first watch. It's like takes the tools, sets them aside. It's like fix them later, and then
Get some sleep first.
so we're crawling off to bed. And so Anna, give me a perception check for your first watch.
First watch. Yeah, Anna needs to stay up and contemplate almost being eaten.
Okay.
So
what is Anna contemplating then?
Oh, just like, how close death was again.
Again.
And
How
how
our life has changed.
oh, look at all this blood in the water. I must be going in shock because I haven't felt my, imminent demise yet. And yeah.
I mean, that's just a normal Tuesday for this group. Jeez.
Yeah, it's becoming that, but
Sorry, normal Sunday.
Normal Sunday for this group. It ain't Tuesday.
how does a 16 fetch me?
Depends on what it's fetching.
Fair enough. For the Night's Watch with Beanard and a Firefly.
So the watch goes by fairly uneventful. You do hear like frogs off in the distance croaking away. As your watch carries on and the sky darkens a bit, you do notice some large lights moving about through the sky. And it doesn't take you long to realize that those are fireflies. It also doesn't take you long to realize that those fireflies are almost as big as you.
Anna's favorite kind of fireflies.
Like the giant moth, but it's a firefly!
Yeah, but Anna loves fireflies.
Yeah, this is the best place and the worst place all into one, and it's kind of weird.
Like this, there's a love-hate relationship going on right here.
Wow. Do they get close, or they just stay off?
They stay off. They're mostly kind of moving along like near the water's surface.
Okay.
And
Awesome.
for a while you watch like these two that are just kind of like flitting about each other, and like they're like both like glide along the water, then just like split off and like swirl back around and get.
Truthfully, I'm probably not doing a very good job watching camp. I'm probably very distracted.
Yeah, you're not paying much attention to what's going on around camp, but you're very perceptive watching these two fireflies.
Amazing. Okay.
I mean, everybody has their priorities. Yours is
Bugs.
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 Mine is less than casual death, but you know.
You know, as opposed to
Each their
casual
own.
death.
I mean, yeah, casual death is something Kay doesn't get involved in. Other people take part of that, take care of that for him.
Now, is that because Cake just can't hit anything?
It's a very good question. I'm glad you asked. I still think I've killed the most things out of the party.
No, that's Annah. She also has the highest multi-kill.
Oh, that's true. I feel like I set everything up for the kill,
And then Annah just like
finishes things off.
tosses a
I
frost wasp and just wipes out like 6 kobolds in a single bout.
So he's like, please leave us alone. Mass murder.
Yeah, it's like I feel like Kay starts every combat off very strong, and Annah just finishes it. Like Anna's like, I don't want to do this, please no, and Kay's like, murder? And then it just ends up that I've done enough damage that everything's weak and like crumbled and sad, and then Anna's like, I don't want.
I'm on cleanup duty. Boof.
Me no choice. And then everything is dead, and you're just like, well, that was unexpected.
Yeah, as far as kill count goes, Anna's definitely the highest of the party at the moment.
Damn.
Annah, like, I feel that's so against Anna's character too, which makes it so much better.
Hate it. Poor sweet girl.
So
Well-
as your watch comes to a close, how are you waking up, Theo?
Oh yeah, Theo. Very, I don't know, just politely gonna kind of scratch into the tent and be like, Theo, it's your turn.
I'm away.
Theo,
I'm getting up.
Theo.
And I'm gonna point. No, I don't wake her up.
Kao's just mumbling in his sleep. Theo. Theo.
And I definitely point out the fireflies.
Anything happen?
Yes.
What
Lots of light shows right there. Are they still going on, the fireflies?
Yep.
I'm gonna be like, this is your focus for the night. Just watch this.
Those are massive.
Yeah, they're so pretty.
That's an opinion.
They're so massive.
I thought it was lightning at first, not gonna lie.
This is why we can't have nice things.
What interesting lives we lead. And I'm gonna go and sit by the fire.
You're sitting by the fire?
Mhm.
Alrighty. So you're sitting by the fire, and are you watching these fireflies out in the water, or are you just ignoring them?
I'm gonna ignore them.
Okay. Roll me your
I too am
perception
gonna
check.
I too am gonna contemplate death.
Death and then nearness it was.
21.
21. Alrighty. You're sitting there and you're doing your best to just like block out the lights that are like flickering out on the lake. And after a while you hear a sound that you kind of recognize a little bit. And you hear "Ah!"
That's a sound we recognize.
Anna like twitches in her sleep.
That's the
I
sound that Theo
recognize it.
recognizes.
Is there a rock? Is there a stick?
You're on a beach. There's definitely plenty of pebbles around or
I
sticks
pick
around that
up
you
a
can find.
rock. I'll think of where the fuck that sound came from, and I huck the rock.
Okay, roll me a dexterity, or a roll me a dexterity check for range
18.
attack. Okay.
Mother-
You turn you pick up the stick and you just whip it, and you hear that punk as this thing hits like a tree, and you hear like the flap of wings, and you're just like, fucking asshole bird.
Fucking asshole bird.
And as you sit back down on the near the fire and back's kind of to the woods, and then Whose tent would be where? Probably on Annah's tent, which is a little bit closer to the water. After a little bit, you hear flapping of wings and this black, like raven-sized bird with kind of like that cockatiel style feathering on the top. It's all black, just jet black feathers. Lands on the top of Anna's tent and just looks at you. Ah!
You fucking say one more word. What the fuck do you want? Are you just here just to be annoying?
And it just looks at you and just
Asshole bird?
just tilts his head. Ah!
You're not gonna say anything intelligent. I'm gonna throw another stick at you.
Are you going to get another stick?
Yeah. If it doesn't do anything, I'm throwing another stick at it.
Okay. So you're getting up to go grab another stick. Does a 17 hit you?
Yeah, it does. Fuck yeah, it does.
As you get up to go and grab another stick, as soon as you've kind of like taken a couple steps, you feel something crash into your back, and like it's hard initially when it hits, and then it feels kind of soft. And you look down and you realize there's this long reddish tongue that is wrapped around your torso.
Oh no.
I want you to make me a strength saving throw.
Shit, hockey. Strength, you say?
Theo, that's bad.
Yeah, that's bad. I rolled 18.
Yes, that's good.
You feel like your feet kind of get pulled out from under you, but as you do, you grab at the tongue and do manage to pull it away from your body, kind of like crashing into the sand.
Yeah.
And looking back towards the woods, you see this very large, fat frog sitting there, and you watch this tongue just kind of like retracts back into the mouth, kind of like licks its lips a little bit, and then like...
When you say large, like, are we talking it could definitely eat me?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good. I make noise. I yell.
What kind of noise does Theo make?
I'm just gonna be like, "Giant frog!" I'm just gonna yell, and then as I yell that, I'd like to throw an Eldritch Blast at it.
Nice.
Okay. So I'd like everyone to roll me initiative.
Can I roll perception to see if I wake up first?
Roll me initiative.
Okay.
Get everyone to roll initiative. What you guys are doing as it hits your turn initiative, we'll figure it as that goes.
Oh, do I just have to... How do I click that, though?
You should just be able to click it.
Lame.
Wait, you wanted to send the result of this roll to the tracker, but no valid token was selected?
I'm sure it doesn't matter.
That's fine. You can
Our
ignore
number.
that part.
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
I'm still going first.
Okay, so we got Sylvania, then we have
Oh shit, I got a roll for
Theo.
dog too.
then we have Kay, then we have Anna,
Murder. I mean,
and where
sorry, Anna.
is
You bitch. I think you're below me on Discord.
What is initiative? Initiative is just your dexterity, correct?
yeah, it's just your dexterity modifier.
In the stream.
I hate it.
And it gets that, so that puts it.
We are such a family, aren't we?
Best.
Alrighty.
We are
So
truly an extended family of sorts.
So I want you to roll me and a 12 initiative for dog.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so Sylvania, I need you to make me a perception check with advantage.
Perception check with advantage. Perception.
Does
Dad,
singing does
roll the
singing give bonus points?
Singing does not give bonus points.
Oh.
But Sylvania does kind of like stir awake, so Sylvania is awake and will be able to do something on her next turn.
Hooray! On her next turn. That's her turn?
Yeah, because she's waking up. She's
Oh, okay.
this first turn for her is basically just waking up, figure like what the is going on.
Yeah.
Theo, your turn.
I throw Eldritch Blast.
Alrighty, roll me your attack.
Oh, I have to remember. What would that be? I guess that would just be...
That's your spell attack.
Yeah, that's just my spell attack. So I just roll a d20.
Well, you in your character sheet there's one that is literally just named spell attack.
Cool.
It won't roll your damage, but it'll roll your attack for it.
So I rolled that as Sylvania, but that number is. I rolled a 24.
Okay.
It
that is a crit.
Yeah! I crit!
You crit.
I crit!
Yep, and
holy shitballs, guys!
so roll me your damage. So
that's
2d10.
2d10.
Because you crit.
2d10.
You got very angry at this very large frog.
Theo got right pissed.
You can't blame him.
Yeah. 2d10 plus 2 plus 4?
Where's the plus 4 from?
Plus 4 is my spell attack. So yeah.
No, you don't get to add your spell attack unless you have the.
Yeah, right. Plus 2. So I did 11 damage.
Alrighty. So you turn just and like whip this Eldritch Blast, and it hit like as it's like opening its mouth, you get that shot right into its mouth.
Yes.
Okay, so it takes the 11 damage. Alrighty. That puts us on to its turn.
Oh no.
It's not dead?
Nope.
Way to biff a crit. Murder the giant frog.
The frog is...
I only did 11 damage. I rolled a 5 and a 4.
The frog is just gonna like... It's kind of shaking its head a little bit, and then it's gonna launch its tongue out at you a second time.
Oh, of course it is.
That is a 14.
Yeah, that hits me.
Okay.
Do I need to do another strength check?
Just a moment. You take 7 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ouchie!
As you are hit by this thing.
Ouchie!
And I need you to make me a strength saving throw.
16.
16 passes.
Hooray!
As once again, it starts trying to like pull its tongue back in, and you're like manage to pull the tongue away from your body, just like its tongue like flips back and like into its mouth.
Yeah.
Alrighty, that puts us on to dog. Dog cannot be suppressed. Dog is auto up.
Yeah. Auto
But
up.
dog has not received commands from Sylvania to attack, so it only defends itself at this point.
Yeah.
So it's taking the dodge action essentially.
Yeah.
That puts us on to Kay. Kay, make me a perception check.
Wake up, Kay. You don't fucking wake up, I swear to God.
I kind of want Kay to just nat one. I like it. I was just saying, it's like I kind of want Kay to just nat one and just sleep through the entire ordeal.
Fucking thanks, Giggle.
I can't control those rolls. But Kay, you sleep through it. You are sound asleep. You're having a glorious dream. There's rivers on fire. It just reminds you of home.
Just reminds you of home.
Oh, this is great.
Anna, roll me a perception check with
Oh
advantage.
God. Can I have advantage? Because I hate that freaking bird.
Yeah, because the bird was directly on top of your tent when it was cawing.
And I feel like there's a part of me that would just like be really like cognizant of it and remember it deeply. So, or can I have advantage, or is that asking too much?
Yeah, just because the bird was directly on top of your tent.
Hooray!
With or without advantage, you still got a nat 20.
Yeah.
Like, you had already kind of started to wake up when the bird was calling on top of your tent, and, like, hearing Theo yell, you were, like, scrambling out of your tent, and so what do you want to do with your turn? Because you did get a nat 20 on waking the fuck up and be like, what's going on?
So I wanna like pop out of my tent and be like, where is that goddamn bird?
And then you see giant frog.
Just in time to see me getting hit with a fucking tongue.
Yeah, you're watching this frog trying to reel Theo in.
Like, that is one toad-like bird. Do I have a full action? Could I, like, whip a firefly at this thing?
Yep.
Oh, we bet we're gonna do that then.
It takes its tongue, catches it, eats it.
Nom, nom, nom.
Dinner.
I would not like that. Does a 23 hit?
Yes.
And then so for the damage, I just roll like a separate D8,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
Yeah.
8 damage.
So you conjure up this firefly and you send it flying towards the frog's mouth. And as it's like flying towards the frog, yeah, this frog is like hump. And then like you watch it like eat the fly, and then Mila, like you watch that little bit like smoke out of its mouth. It's like you hit it. Yep.
Called it. From
Alright.
my bed, asleep.
Yeah.
So back up to Sylvania. Sylvania is now awake and is kind of gotten out of her tent. What is she doing?
She is going to.
It takes a bonus action to command dog, and then
Yeah,
she
it
can
does
use her
take a
actions on
bonus
herself, or she can go and mount dog with half her movement speed.
What is her movement? Her movement is
25.
25. So yeah, she's going to go mount dog,
Okay.
and then she's going. I guess she's going to hold shocking grasp, and then she's gonna command dog to go attack the toad.
Okay.
Does that work? Actually, no. She's gonna attack with her lance. She's gonna hold attacking with her lance. and
So she's
gonna
basically
go-
jumping on dog, and it's like as soon as
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then as soon as it's dog's turn, dog will move.
And then she's gonna attack the lance. Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So that puts us to dog's turn, because dog initiative gets moved to immediately after Sylvania when it is mount. That was not the right thing. Boop.
Part of me is really happy that Kay got to just stay asleep. That really suits his character for this moment right now.
Okay, so as dog like rushes forward towards the frog, roll me the attack for Sylvania.
That's just lance plus 1. 25.
That definitely hits. Okay, roll me damage.
Hooray! Which is for her. It is 1d12.
Awesome.
It is a d12.
We've had 2 19s in a row there. We had a 20 and then 19 and 19.
Plus 4. She rolled a 1.
Oh.
She did 5 damage.
Oof.
Damn it. No.
Alrighty, so it goes like hits the frog with the lance, but it's like kind of like oily skin, just kind of like the lance doesn't get like a solid connection, kind of like bounces off, like a bit of a rubbery flesh of the frog's body.
Yeah.
That puts us to Theo.
Theo is going to cast Flaming Sphere on the toad.
Okay, that is a level 1 spell.
At the second,
Second level spell?
second level.
Okay, well, roll me that d20 for seeing if this goes buck wild.
Let's see. I'm being really like living on the edge today. 17.
Okay, that does not go buck wild. So you summon this flaming sphere,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm assuming you're dropping it like right beside the toad.
Yeah. It's got a hit. His dex is it's got to roll a dexterity of 12.
Okay, dex save.
Yeah.
Okay, let me that plus his that is a whopping total of 6. So I'm assuming that
Hooray.
fails.
That fails.
Okay, what's his
So-
damage?
2d6 on a failed save.
Okay.
Half if it succeeds. So it takes 7 damage. I can now, it stays up for up to concentration up to 1 minute.
Okay.
I can, as a bonus action, I can move it.
Yeah, so if the frog moves away, you could essentially chase it with the orb.
I can chase it like I did before. So, and then I
The flaming butt plug.
Can I dive behind something
These are awful
to
words.
take cover? I'd like to take cover. Is case tent nearby by chance?
Yeah, you could feasibly get behind
dive
Kay's tent.
Behind case tent.
Well done.
Okay. So you now have half cover, so your AC is up by 2.
Hooray!
Alrighty. So now it is Frog's turn. And Frog now has a gnome in front of it. Who now has Frog's attention because it slapped Frog. So Frog is going to skip the tongue and just go, ow.
Oh shit. Okay.
Sylvania is fortunate because that missed.
Yes, and she's got an armor class of 19.
Yep, that definitely. As soon as I rolled, it's like, yeah, that's not hitting.
Yeah. Right.
So it's going to go for a second attack, and it's going to try and bite again. And that is an 18, so that also does not hit.
Yeah, it also just barely misses.
Alrighty, so it takes a couple of bites, and like Sylvania, like at one point, like it tries to like bite down. Sylvania kind of gets the lance across in front of its mouth and just, and like pulls back a little bit. That puts us on to Kay. Roll me a perception check.
Didn't I roll a crit 1 last time?
You did. Technically, you can choose to fail this, so.
Ugh. You.
You hear this like clattering as like Theo like bashes against your tent as they're diving behind it to take cover.
Yeah.
So you're awake.
What are you guys doing?
Like, there's a fucking toad!
Why is there a toad?
He's
Never
got a
mind, just
point.
Get up, come on!
And that moves on to Annah.
Hooray! You know what? I think this is going to be a common reoccurrence where Syl is just in the way of all my attacks that do wide area
I'm
damage,
so sorry.
which is
Well,
just
no,
fine.
Syl is a tank. Syl just needs to learn to eat all of Anna's text.
Makes complete sense. So we're just going to Firefly it, which is super boring, but much safer for Syl and Dog.
Okay, so you cast off another Firefly. Roll me the attack.
Would a 15 hit its AC?
15 just hits.
Yay! Bum, 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 bum. Please. Oh.
That one damage.
A single point of DiMaggio.
Okay.
That single point of damage.
And it dies.
And it is still up.
Damn.
Damn.
That would have been hilarious if that was the one point that broke the camel's back, but no.
Yeah.
Or I guess burnt the frog's face, but
Metaphors aside.
yeah, metaphors aside, that puts us up to Sylvania, who is face first with the frog.
So, can she get? She has a range of 10 feet. Can she get back?
If she take a step back because the frog had to move forward to be able to
Okay.
bite her,
Yeah.
she'd provoke an attack of opportunity.
Okay, shit.
Let's have Syl murder the bitch, and so I can go back to bed. That'd be great. I mean, what?
Hang on. I'm going to. And it's not made of metal.
The frog is not made of
So-
metal.
Metal's not. So yeah, she's going to use her lance again.
Okay.
21. 21.
One moment. I just want to check something here. You have disadvantage on a target within 5 feet of you.
It's
I
still
mean,
a 21.
That's fair.
It's still a 21.
I had a different tab open, so it's just like...
Yeah.
So 21. That definitely hits.
Yep.
So when we the Damaggio,
She did 8 damage that time.
8 damage. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So gets a hard hit in. Doesn't quite pierce through, but definitely got a much more solid connection than the last one.
Yep. And if she moves, she'll get an attack of opportunity.
Yeah.
So, yep. We're just. I'm sorry, Sil. We're just gonna have you stay where you are for now.
Okay.
Syl's our tank. That's her job.
And that puts us on. Well, since dog is staying there, dog can't take actions while mounted, so
Yes.
that puts us on to Theo.
I'm going to move Flaming Sphere 5 feet because I'm guessing it moved forward, so I'm going to move this as my bonus action.
Okay, so it rams into it, so it makes make another dex save.
Yeah, it needs to make another dex save.
That is a 12.
So it'll only take half damage.
Okay.
So it takes 5 damage,
Alrighty.
and then I'm going to Eldritch Blast it.
Alrighty. So roll that attack.
Spell attack.
Another crit! Nice. Okay, let's roll the Damaggio.
Can you
That
kill it
is-
this time, please?
I'll do my best. So that's 1d. That's 2d10
2d10.
plus 2. 6. Because I rolled 2 2s.
2 twos. 2 to 2s.
2 2s. I did 6 damage.
Better than my one.
Alrighty, so you cast
still
out that
just
Eldritch
only-
Blast, and it
Yep.
just like it hits it and just like kind of like shakes it off a little bit.
Yeah.
It's still standing. It is its turn. It is going to attempt to gobble up Sylvania again.
I hope not. Okay.
It's gonna move away from the fire,
Yeah.
but still staying within that range of Sylvania. And it's gonna
Okay.
take a bite. That is a 19.
It hits.
Meets it, beats it.
Okay, so Sylvania is grappled.
Oh, she's grappled. Okay. Yeah.
Yep, she also takes damage. She takes... So takes 6 points of piercing damage as she is bit. And then is going to use its second attack to attempt to swallow Sylvania.
Oh no!
That is a 21.
Son of a bitch!
So you watch as like this big ass frog like bites onto Sylvania's arm,
Yeah.
and then like as like Sylvania's trying to free herself, it just like yanks her off of dog and just gets one big mouthful around Sylvania and swallows Sylvania.
Fuck.
I wonder what the AC rating on its stomach lining is.
While swallowed, the
It's
target is
negative.
blinded and restrained.
Oh, okay.
That's unfortunate, because I was hoping that they swallowed the spears, so Sylvania could just casually, like, wave the spear.
No, the
And,
lance is
like-
bigger than the frog. The lance did not come in with it.
Son of a bitch. Well, I guess I have to get up now.
You sure do.
Yeah, it is Kay's turn.
At this point, I don't know. Was last turn me bitching about getting up while getting up, or was...
Yeah, you'd have been kind of like getting up during that time.
Cool.
So you
Can
have an
I,
action this turn.
Perfect. What would Kay do? Kay would look at the correct page in D&D Beyond.
Are you sure? That doesn't sound like a K thing to do.
Kay would Hunter's Mark this stupid bitch of a creature.
Okay, roll me a d20.
Yes.
That's a spell.
Roll d20, right? That's
Yep.
what it is. Hey, that's fine.
Okay. No surge.
Followed by that, which I believe
15 hits. 15 just hits.
Which means I need to roll. Reading my keyboard. That, and then I need to do Hunter's Mark, which applies 1d6 extra weapon damage to a creature. That's not the right thing to roll.
No,
That's good. That's a d20. That's not damage at all.
That is not what you're dealing.
I wish. That'd be great. This combat would be over.
It's like, what's your damage? Like a d20. It's like the dwarven
perfect.
dynamite all over again.
And then I need to roll
Your d6.
1d6. So, bitch, die! I want to go back to bed.
16 damage. You
Out of 16 possible damage.
Yeah, you get up very begrudgingly as you look at this frog, and you watch just in time to watch it, or you looked up just in time to watch it, swallow Sylvania. And you just, reach into your tent, grab your crossbow, and, one arrow, put, dunk, and just right in between the frog's eyes, as the frog just kind of, slumps to the side a little bit, and, its mouth goes a bit slack.
Hooray.
I just get up from behind the tent. Oh, come on! Really?
And then Kay's like, it's dead. I'm going back to bed. And immediately crawls back into his sleeping bag and goes back to sleep.
Fine, go back to sleep, you little shit. Don't help anyone else, and I'm gonna go up to the fucking...
I don't know if I witnessed anything else happening.
Well, you watched the Sylvania.
Yeah, you witnessed Sylvania.
Well, y'all are adults. You can deal with this problem. Sylvania's not restrained anymore.
I'm gonna go up to the frog. I'm gonna open it. And I'm gonna be like, Sylvania.
You open it as you open up the frog's mouth. You just get that waft of swamp stench. It's ugh. And you watch as Sylvania's crawling out of the frog, just covered in this green mucusy bile.
I reach in and I help bring her out. And
I wish we had prestidigitation.
I wish we had prestidigitation.
Things that the party is gonna learn at level 4.
If they can.
We have at least two, if not 3 people that can potentially learn prestidigitation next level. If one of them can't learn it.
Is that fucking asshole bird still here?
The asshole bird is taken off.
Go figure.
Bloody! I probably would have seen that frog approach if it wasn't for that damn fucking bird.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta kill it.
Next time I will.
You could ask the hunter too, but he's kind of annoyed at you right now.
No, the hunter can just go back to fucking sleep. I go up, pull out the arrow.
I'm pretty sure he's already unconscious.
Oh yeah, Kay's
Let's
back.
be honest, it's Kay.
Kay got out, fired the arrow, and was halfway back into the tent by the time it hit. It's I'm going back to bed.
I participated in the combat. Good night.
Leave me alone. I helped. So the
I rolled a crit twice, and I got shit numbers.
You did.
Yeah, and I rolled my attack once, and I think
max.
I almost did. And I got max damage, which was almost more than both of your crit hits combined.
The most I rolled is I rolled 11.
Yes, you did 17 damage total with 2 crit attacks. And I did 16 with 1 basic attack.
Yeah, fuck you.
Yeah, those are not the most beautiful crit rolls.
No. Kind of pissed off.
But hey, you crit twice.
Ugh.
So you kind of like go and you like wash your hands back off a little bit from
Yeah,
like the.
I'm think me and Sil, I'm gonna turn and be like, Anna, you okay?
I'm fine.
Great. I'm not going back to bed. I think me and Sil are gonna go quickly wash up in the swamp, lake, walk really quickly.
That moment of realization of to get him go wash up and we're in a marsh.
Yeah. Shit.
Well, technically we're on the beach of a lake.
Yeah.
So
It's still within wetlands, so the water's not the greatest, but
It's not clean water. It's like algae
I
water.
yeah, but I mean, the options you have are
Smell like frog.
yeah, you either have frog intestines
No.
or frog stomach. My apologies, or lake water, which technically is its own ecosystem that will filter out things eventually. So, sort of clean,
Ugh.
or at least more
Cleaner.
clean than the inside of a frog's stomach.
yeah.
Ugh. Will it count as having a long rest at the end of this?
Yeah, because it wasn't a long combat.
Okay, good.
Yeah, in order for in order for a combat to like interrupt a long rest and make it no longer count as a long rest, I think it has to be like a fair bit longer combat. But this was over within like a couple of minutes less.
Yeah. That hurted.
I woke up. Like, my participation in that combat was under a minute.
Yeah.
I probably am going to wake up tomorrow morning thinking it was a dream.
Till you see the giant frog body.
Yeah.
If I roll a high enough perception to notice the giant frog body.
Yeah.
So as you and Sylvania go and wash up at the edge of the lake and get as much of the frog bile off as you can, and you kind of like have to wash your poncho a little bit because the frog tongue also had it on there, and so you got like this strip around your body of like frog bile. So you're washing all that off, and
It's just so attractive, Theo.
Tried to reel me in.
it tried to reel you
Like,
in.
Bitch.
You were very lucky that you had high strength rolls.
Yeah, I rolled high strength. I got lucky with my goddamn rolls.
But you end up going through. You clean up, and then Sylvania's like it's getting about time for Sylvania's watch, and so Sylvania sits down and sticks her tools back in the fire and
Yep.
lets those heat up, and then goes start hammering away at Dog, trying to get Dog all back into shape.
Question.
Answer.
Before Anna goes back to sleep, how big is this big frog exactly? It's not a giant creature, right?
No, it's not a giant creature. It would be considered large.
So big enough that Anna can't like drag it along the beach.
What is Anna trying to do with it?
Anna is kind of freaked out that a giant frog carcass might attract like a giant bird
Yeah.
non-carcass.
Good idea. Can Anna become a giant frog now?
Pardon?
I think I need to be a few levels higher because it's
Oh, okay.
It is a swim
size
speed.
scale.
Also swim speed.
Swim speed, no swim speed and fly speed.
Yeah.
Like, could we feasibly move it, or would I look at it and be like, no, we gotta risk sleeping by it?
If people helped, you could probably move it. It might take a little
I
bit, but you could get it moved.
I think we should do that.
I will help you move it.
It's
Theo's
gonna
not back to sleep.
Kay's gonna have thought this is all a dream.
I had a very bad
Great.
experience with a tongue wrapped around my middle. I
That's
didn't
what
like
she.
it.
That's not the kind of tonguing
said.
that Theo wanted.
Yeah, that was not the tonguing Theo wanted.
I mean, you get tongue lashings almost daily at this point,
Yeah.
so.
So it takes a little bit, but you manage to get the frog carcass like moved away from your camp, and once again you go kind of like wash off your hands, and
Yep.
Theo and Anna are able to go and mosey off to bed, and Sylvania starts hammering away at Dog and getting Dog fixed back up, and roll me a perception check for Sylvania.
Well, or
Sylvania's just very focused on your pairing dog. Not paying much attention to anything else, just working on dog. And over the course of the couple hours of watch, Sylvania manages to get most of the dings and dents out of dog.
hooray! Dog is fixed.
And so, how is Sylvania waking up Kay?
She's gonna go.
Hopefully not by lighting the tent on fire.
No, not. She's not gonna light the tent on fire. She's just gonna go stand outside and go, Kay, hey Kay, hey Kay, and then she'll like grab the top and she'll like start shaking it. Kay, hey Kay.
Yeah, I'm up.
Hey.
I'm up.
You getting up? Are you awake now?
Sure.
Yeah. Where are you? Yeah.
Isn't dog still broken?
I'm
Shouldn't you
surprised
go
you're
deal with dog?
I fixed him. I'm surprised you're not. I'm kind of surprised you are still sleeping after that giant fucking frog. But sure.
What giant frog?
The giant frog that you shot an arrow in.
Kay's gonna get up,
It swallowed me.
get out of the tent, and go and do like a roll perception check to see if within the vicinity of their campsite he sees a frog corpse.
Specifically within the vicinity of the campsite, or just like...
Specifically within the vicinity of the campsite, do I see a frog corpse?
Screw you, Kay.
With a 22 perception.
You see some drag marks through the sand, but you don't see a corpse.
What? Like literally. So there's no frog. Just go to bed. Y'all are...
There was a frog. It swallowed me, Kay. It swallowed me, Kay.
I think you've been up too much working on dog. You should probably go to sleep.
Fine, I'll go to sleep. But it did. It swallowed me. I saw it from the inside. I was gonna shock it.
What did it look like?
A giant frog. It smelled
From the
really
inside?
from a. Yeah. It was
What
a
does
frog.
what does a giant frog look like from the inside? In great excruciating detail, please.
Oh, it's more like you're like this because you're on the inside, and you're like this because you're inside of it, and it smells really bad, and you can't move because you're restrained, and it's really dark because you're blind, but you're in the inside of it.
I feel like you're really tired, so you should
Before you went inside of it, I hit it with a lance, and then it opened its giant mouth. And did you know that frogs don't have teeth? They just swallow.
They have teeth.
They just go.
Frogs most certainly have teeth.
They have teeth. So.
Today we learned, NK's like,
Learned.
Sylv, you should go to bed. It sounds like you had a rough night.
All had a rough night, Kay. I'm going to bed. Watch out for giant frogs.
Kay is gonna get up, like ready the campfire, like
Probably
just
not a good
do a
deal.
casual perimeter check, and just like keep watch.
Okay, roll me a perception check for your keeping watch. Once Sylvania goes...
What do I see?
As soon as Sylvania's gone off to bed, you start like walking around, and like you're doing your perimeter check, and you kind of like get back to this like dragged path through your camp, and just kind of like casually just like walking along it, just like straight in alongside the path, and you get around a grove of trees, and you're like, you see this like corpse of this big frog just like thrown off by the bushes there, and you're just like, it's not a thing. I just turn around and walk back to camp.
With my perfect perception, I'm like, nah, it can't be real.
You little shit.
That's a very frog-shaped boulder.
A very frog-shaped boulder. That happens to be, stabbed right in between the eyeballs with an arrow.
Well, it wasn't.
You said you took out the arrow.
Yeah, I did. But there's
You
still
did.
A stab wound.
Because I can see that in
Yep.
the dark.
You rolled a perfect perception.
He's also human without. He didn't take a torch.
You rolled a nat 20 on perception. You for sure fucking can.
I can
Like-
see a shape. I can't see a flesh wound.
But
Can't
you
discern color.
you most certainly saw the frog. You most certainly are aware that it was a thing. But at the same time, in your own mind, you're like, that's not a thing.
I've rejected the existence of this frog entirely. It was a dream,
Yup.
and that's all there is to it. Doesn't regardless of what I've seen, what I believe to be true is that this was a dream, and y'all were smoking something real fierce.
They got into your frog, or into your turtle perps.
They got to my turtle. They were smoking my turtle herbs without my permission. Those bastards.
But you go back to camp and look, you're sitting there. And at one point in time, you watch the fairly large bird, like not as big as the one you'd seen before, but probably good 7 or so foot wingspan. Still a good sized bird, flying along, and you watch it go down to where you had seen the not frog, and you're just like, But aside from that, nothing bad goes on during your watch.
I'm really hoping that when y'all in the morning go to prove that the frog's there, it's just gonna turn a corner and it's not gonna be there because the bird picked it up and carried it away. I really want this to be true. Oh, it's gonna be so good.
As morning rolls around, people are waking up.
Yup, gonna start packing up the tent and stuff. Disassemble camp.
Last night was fun.
Mm-hmm.
A good sleep out of it.
I watched your
Got,
friend
like-
get followed.
Got like 2,500 steps in. It was a good. It was a good watch.
So it's oh, what are you saying?
I was gonna say this place has the best things and this place has the worst things.
Yeah, I want out of this marsh.
Let's get the wizard's shiny new toy.
Yeah, let's get. Next time he says, "Hey guys, I have a thing for you in a marsh," we're just gonna say flat out, "No, fuck you,
Not worth the gold.
you in your marsh."
But like, what if it's like all the gold?
No, fuck you and your marsh.
But what if it's like a portal to the Fey realm?
You know what, Kay? You can
No.
do whatever you want in the Fey realm. I just want out of this marsh.
I really want there to be a portal to the Fey realm in this marsh. So
How many
I
of
can
us
just
got-
casually push, like we're in these apparent ruins, and just push Theo into a portal to the Fey.
We've
And
been in
just
this march, what, 3-4 days, and Anna nearly got eaten by an alligator. Sylvania got eaten by a frog. The frog tried to eat me.
It's been a good
So
time.
also-
There is
So-
a damn fucking bird that keeps us up in the middle of the night.
It keeps. What are you talking about? Like, you guys are having weird fever dreams. Are you drinking the swamp water? Like, something fierce is happening here, and I don't get it.
Okay,
Like,
pack up your tent. Let's go.
Yeah, pack up your tent and let's go, Kay. We're all tired of your shit right now.
So
I'm
everyone,
actually really proud of my shit. It's very comforting and relieving in the morning. Okay.
so as the group has packed up their shit, okay, now that you know that you're like at the southern tip of Lake Emissary, you've got a pretty good idea of like where you are on the map and the approximate direction and location of the ruins, assuming they're marked correctly. So you kind of get your general heading and you set out. As you're traveling away from the lake, like you start going through a bit more like the mangrove forest and like or patches of mangrove trees and the wetlands area again. And I'll get everyone to give me a survival check for as they're navigating through the marshes.
Survival check?
Yeah,
So this is where my rolls fail me tonight, right?
No.
Probably.
Oh no, still.
16.
This is where my rolls failed me tonight.
This is where the druid comes to the rescue. Hopefully.
So, Kay and Sylvania, like as you're both going along, like you're going along, and you get into one area, you're like trekking along, and you kind of think to yourself, like, the ground seems a little bit squishier here, and like you take another step, and you're just like the peat or the moss blanket essentially over this like little bit of a swamp area that you're walking across like gives way, and your leg just like sinks up right to your hip. And then, like, as you're trying to, like, pull yourself out, like, once again, you're just pushing through, and so you're just kind of, like, floundering, trying to get yourself back onto the ground. You do manage to, but you are both, like, very much so soaked in swamp water. Everyone else is taking probably about a 10-foot distance away from you and keeping you downwind.
I mean, just because it smells like I soiled myself, y'all are just rude.
But yeah, both Annah and Theo, you have one point you're like, you kind of notice, like, oh yeah, the ground is a little bit squishy here, and then you just like think back to like Kay and Sylvania, take a couple steps back off of it, and like checking your footsteps a little bit more as you go along.
I'm being like a dainty little like, ugh.
It's like, okay, this one's solid enough. Okay,
Yeah.
that one's solid enough.
On the plus side, we're not portaging it anymore, so it's not like we have to carry a giant ass boat to weigh us down.
The boat wasn't that big.
I mean, yes, but we're both carrying it, and that means I would have definitely dragged Theo underneath this lovely...
Oh, you most certainly would. You would have brought Theo with you.
Reminds me when we get back into civilization to invest in a new everything, just new everything, new boots, new pants, new
grimoire, and a grimoire on prestidigitation.
Yeah. I want a wand of prestidigitation.
Yeah.
One of us needs to prestidigitate something.
Alrighty. So you're trek through the day. It's long and hard, but as evening rolls in, you spot on the far horizon a slanted stone tower jutting forth from the ground. And as you start to get close, it takes you about an hour away, but as you start to get close, you can kind of see a variety of what looks like at some point were probably other buildings, now in extremely heavy state of disrepair. Most of the remnants, but like once you're getting a bit closer, you're starting to realize like most of the remnants are a little more than just crumbling rocks that are basically indications of what was once walls. But now most are like at highest are maybe a couple feet high. A bunch of the stones having like sunk into the marsh. A lot of the walls having like already collapsed and fallen over. However, despite the decrepit state of the area, how much of this area, like as you're going through, you start to see before you actually reach the tower, you realize this is probably at one point a fairly large city.
Damn.
That being said, as you're getting into this area, it is reaching nightfall.
I'm just gonna quickly cast a detect magic.
Okay.
Just real quick.
As you cast detect magic, most of the area you're not seeing much in the way of magic. However, on the tower itself, you do see, as you cast detect magic, a blue orb just kind of like take into shape on the one wall.
Seems like our objective is in the crumbling tower ahead of us.
For shits and giggles, because K being K, and it's nighttime, so we're gonna be sleeping right away anyways. He's gonna cast Detect Portal. I want to know if there's a portal in one mile of me.
Within a mile of you?
Radius. Yes.
There. Detect portal. Does that give you? I just want to.
As an action, you hold on, that's the wrong one. Once per short rest, as an action, you can detect the distance and direction of the closest portal, or planar portal within 1 mile of me. Kay's gonna be way too excited if there's a portal in the same direction as the tower. It's just gonna be magnificent. Shammy, I don't want there to be a portal. I want there to be a portal. I want the portal to lead to the plane that is a shortcut to the plane in the wizard's basement.
Yeah.
I don't want to walk back through this stupid marsh. Are you kidding me?
Because the moment there's a portal, Kay's grabbing everyone by the scruff of their neck and then yeeting them through the portal, and we're gonna have to go through more madness.
But it's the madness we don't know over the madness we do, and in this case, I want the I don't want to go back through the marsh.
Roll me an Arcana check.
Oh dear.
I don't like where this is going.
Nope. There's nothing.
No, you're not able to. Nothing that you're able to figure out.
So in terms of distance, how far would it be for us to get to the tower where...
Oh, you're at the tower, essentially. Yeah.
So we're not like at the outskirts of the city.
No, like you spent the last chunk of your day essentially traveling through like what's essentially left of this city, which is not much. But the tower itself is still standing, albeit Leaning Tower of Pisa style.
Does it look safe enough, that we could bunk here?
Yeah. At least on the ground level.
So you're wanting to go into the tower?
Yeah, I want to do a perception check of like the perimeter, and from the outside, does this feasibly look like it'll not collapse on us in our sleep?
Okay, roll me a perception check then.
We don't go in
15.
Through the magical blue wall that Jamie saw.
So it's not a blue wall. There's basically like this blue like spherical point that appeared on the wall when Jamie used detect magic, and at the moment only Jamie is able to see it because Theo has detect magic going. Anna, you walk around the tower. There's no doors or windows on this thing.
Huh.
That being said, the tower still, despite like the condition of everywhere else here, looks pretty good condition. Abnormally good condition.
I'm gonna pick up a rock and I'm gonna toss it at the blue point that I see.
The rock bounces off the blue point.
I go up and I'm gonna go inspect it.
Okay. Are you like looking? Are you touching? What are you doing?
Well, first I'm gonna look, and then I guess really quickly I will tap it.
Okay.
Finger.
Roll me an Arcana check.
Oh boy. Okay.
Okay. You walk up, and as you tap it, even just for that brief moment, you feel almost as if like a spell is starting to be drawn from your fingers, but because it was just a brief tap, nothing happens.
I'm not able to discern what type of spell that was able to happen, correct?
It was just trying to basically pull a spell from you. It wasn't casting anything itself.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
I'm going to take a handful of moss. Oh, sorry, you go.
I was going to say, I'm just going to quickly put my hand on it.
Okay, so
a little longer.
So you go and you place your hand onto the orb itself, and you feel this kind of like arcane surge going through your hand as one of your spell slots is consumed.
Okay.
And as your spell slot is consumed, you watch as a series of blue arcane symbols appear in this like arched format, following what would be the tower flow if it was standing up, right? But because it's an angle, it's like dunk. And you watch these runes like form essentially a door shape. Some of these do go into the mud at the base, but they create the shape of what would be a door, and you see like that blue orb essentially kind of fold in on itself, creating basically a slot that you could grab onto.
How do you feel?
Well, I guess
Does
it hasn't touched me yet.
does
so
everyone see it?
Yeah, and
Or
as soon as Theo is made contact and let it take the spell slot, these sigils become visible for everyone.
Oh, perfect. I mean, if that's the case, Kay has a conveniently placed robot arm that he could just shove into a slot and see what happens. If we need to sacrifice my arm, at least it's the robot one.
Well, it's not like gotta reach into the full arm into. It's like a handle, like a door handle type slot.
I will reach and turn the handle.
It's a pull handle.
Pull.
But you pull on it, and the mud at the base of the tower is currently obstructing the door from opening.
Oh, that's annoying.
How much mud? Like kick it away with our shoes kind of mud?
Yeah, might have to do a little bit of digging.
Yep.
I'll dig it out.
Do we have tools to dig?
Does one of us have a spell to move, like, so much earth? I swear that I thought that was a thing.
I don't trust millipedes, but I have a spell. I don't have much control over it, and I think it's overkill.
I mean, I definitely don't, currently, because sadness and woe.
Like, I'm just happy to take my quarterstaff and like kind of dig a track out in the mud. Because I don't use it for fights anyway, so might as well be useful somehow.
Yeah, do I have anything here? I have a small knife.
I have multiple short swords. I have so many short swords that are just never used. Like, I use one of them sometimes.
Sylvania's got a crowbar. And a hammer.
Yeah, no one has what is it, like move earth or whatever.
Nope. We're doing this the old
Sorry.
Brute force and screaming?
Yeah, no, I guess I don't. Millipedes.
But like,
I mean, it's fine.
Yeah, like
it can dig.
Yeah, it'll take a little bit because you don't have any like effective digging tools, but you're able to, over the course of the next like half an hour or so, just like dig away at the base of this door.
Spoons. In this case, goon swords.
Yeah, the spoon swords. Ah, hand. Ah, hand.
Yeah.
Shink.
Yeah.
Ah, fingers. But you end up digging away at the base. Oh, go ahead.
Definitely a boon of the spoon.
Definitely boon of the spoon. You dig away at the base of the door. At the deepest point is about a foot deep that you end up having to dig in, but you do eventually clear away the doorway. And as you pull on that door, it does open.
Hooray! Before stepping inside, I guess.
Before stepping inside, I make sure that the party isn't going to immediately kill themselves.
Yeah. I'm going to cast. Oh, does anyone have anything I can cast light on?
I mean, I have a bunch of short swords that no one's using.
Yeah, not anymore. Now they've been used as shovels.
Yeah.
Like, are you just trying to light it up?
I'm pretty sure I have 4.
Firefly!
I have so many short swords.
We'll use Anna's firefly.
I'm happy to just conjure up a firefly for light.
Okay, so Anna, you conjure up a firefly, and you send it on into the room, and you're noticing that inside this main room, there's several empty sconces. It does look like whatever had caused the tower to shift has caused the objects inside the tower to also shift and have fallen around whenever this had occurred. And you're noticing, like, across the room, like, these are some chairs, staircase on the far end, there's a fireplace, stuff like that. But, like, standing at the door, this is basically what you're seeing.
Okay. Could I have my firefly light the sconces by just kind of like cozying up to it?
There's no more torch in the sconces. It's simply
Right.
just the metal holder on the walls.
Fair enough. Looks clear. Well, it's, I will step inside.
Yeah,
Okay.
I will follow after.
Sylvania and Kay also going in as well.
Sylvania,
mean,
for sure. Yeah.
I mean, I assume so. If not anything, but for laughs.
And actually, real quickly before we close it, I'd like to do a perception check to see if I hear anything,
Okay.
anything living
Or dead.
or dead.
So everyone is inside the house at this point, though?
Inside the tower, yeah.
Okay. So roll me your perception check.
Roll a 6, I see shit.
I rolled a 5. I see worse.
Yeah, as you like step into the house and like you're stopping and listening, suddenly it's your and you turn around and look back, and the door has closed
shuts
itself.
behind us.
And
Of
you
course.
watch the rune. You watch like the line of blue runes on the inside of the door like fade, and then the wall where you originally saw that groove for the door fades into just a solid surface.
If I cast it, because I can cast detect magic at will. If I cast detect magic, do I still see the blue sphere?
You cast detect magic, and looking around the room, there's actually like to the left of or to the left of where this door was, there is a small pillar. On top of the pillar, there is a glass orb that has a faint blue magical glow.
Oh,
I'm
good.
not
It's a
sure
puzzle.
if I can open the door again. And I'm not sure if I want to try right now, because I'm pretty sure it expelled a bit of energy for me to do that. Unless
Fine.
anyone else wants to give it a go, which I don't think we really should at this moment.
No, we'll try again tomorrow morning and
Yeah.
sleep off the day.
I'm all for that. Maybe try in the morning or not at all kind of plan. that seems on point.
Okay.
I like that.
Okay, so you're standing inside the room, and now that you're all inside, and Mel's firefly is kind of like lingering about, shutting off some light, you're able to get a bit better look at what all is in this room. So on the base floor, you've got, I've set up all the tower, so it's all like north, south, east, west type setup. The door, or the wall that contained the door at least, was on the south wall. And is now just blank and smooth stone. To the left of that door is the obsidian pedestal that has the light blue orb on the top, or the glass orb that glows light blue with your magic, or detect magic. On the west wall, there's a couple of chairs that kind of like toppled over, a large stone coffee table. One of the legs has been broken off, and a couple of small stone end tables also just kind of like clattered to that end of the room. On the north wall, there is a staircase that leads upwards. Each step is a thick wooden plank protruding from the wall and resting in a slot in a metal railing that's also trailing upwards to the floor above. On the east wall, you can see a fireplace. There's soot and ash and dust, and this has been built into the wall. Atop the mantle of the fireplace, there's a statuette of a golden bird in flight. And then,
Question.
yes.
Does the bird look like the asshole bird?
No. It does not look like the asshole bird.
Hilarious.
Do I recognize the type of bird?
Roll me a nature check.
Can I also do that because I am
Sure.
intrigued by this bird? Or angry at it?
You are
Boy.
neither of you are angry at the bird statuette. It is not the asshole bird.
Okay.
It looks similar to like a pheasant. Is what this statuette looks like, but it's like wings are outstretched, and it's on this little wooden stand.
Okay, but I don't recognize it as like, oh, this is a symbol of fertility.
No.
Like, it's just
Yeah.
a generic. Okay.
Yeah.
Or it's that fucking asshole bird.
But yeah, the statuette itself looks like it's golden of some sort.
Yeah.
And in the center of the room, there's a large blue square rug, tassels in each of the corners. Over everything in this room, there is a layer of dust. As this room hasn't been touched for centuries.
And when I cast Detect Magic, I only caught the sphere on the pedestal.
Yes.
Okay.
So, 2 things. Is there wood in the fireplace or around the fireplace that we could start a fire? And hope to not get smoked in.
You don't know if you'd get smoked in because you don't know what the state of the chimney, if there was, because when you're outside, there was also no sign of a chimney.
But I feel like it's a magical fireplace.
That's your assumption. That's not something I'm confirming or denying.
All right.
I say the only source of magic I check is the sphere on the blue pedestal.
So, how do we feel about starting a fire in this? Yay or nay?
How do we feel about lighting a small fire and putting it in the chimney and seeing if it takes the smoke up or in?
Love it. We're gonna do that. Well, that'll be a thing.
Okay. You're able to do that easily enough.
Okay. And I guess does it look like the smoke is catching up?
Yeah, it looks like the smoke does somehow get when you're looking at the wall, it's like this should just be going to the outside of the building. You look up and the chimney goes up, but then you don't see a top of the chimney.
All right.
But the smoke does appear to be getting pulled upwards.
Okay. And I want to move the rug and see if there's a trapdoor underneath it.
Okay.
My gut says this is a wizard's tower. Or something of the sort.
It's secretly what's his name's tower, and he's been alive for 1,200 years, and he just misplaced something here.
His name Oswald? Or
Yeah.
Ozymandias.
Ozymandias, thank you.
I like Oswald better. He sounds like Cobblepot to me.
Mel.
Yes.
Does a 20 hit you?
Oh, crap! Damn it! You damn well know it hits me.
Okay, so Mel.
Yes. Yes. Giggle.
As you grab, you're just I'm smiling, but I'm gonna fucking kill you. As you grab the rug to go and try and roll it up and move it,
It was a mimic.
You feel as the tassel wraps around your wrist and the whole rug begins swirling and wrapping around your body. You are restrained.
Fuck, it's a fucking magic rug!
Oh my god. Is this the magic rug from Aladdin?
No, this is not that rug.
It is absolutely carpet, and you can't convince me otherwise, even though the DM immediately denied it. It is you're clearly being attacked by carpet.
This is Carpet's more vengeful brother. But yeah, so you are considered grappled.
Grappled, all right.
And until the grapple ends, you are restrained, blinded, and at risk of suffocation.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
At risk of suffocation.
At risk of suffocation. I know exactly what this fucking thing is.
Obviously screaming for muffled help.
And everyone is immediately aware that this is happening, so I want everyone to roll initiative.
Sorry, guys. I feel stupid.
No, it's okay. I didn't catch that this was a magic rug. So.
Because that's the fun thing about detect magic is it doesn't detect creatures.
Yep.
Okay, so we have Theo.
Our
before that
DM
we have
is
Kay.
going to get us killed.
Yep.
I'm not gonna get you,
This is what
not
happens when
intentionally.
we spend 2 episodes fixing Kay's arm.
It's like Aaron just wanted to kill things.
Yeah. Just wants to fucking kill things.
Okay, and let's.
Hang on, I gotta roll for dog.
Dog. I messed up on the last one. Dog auto goes after Sylvania, so.
Oh, okay.
And
I
that
think his dex
is.
higher.
Do.
Still goes before me. She's got higher dex.
Okay.
Wow, we kind of rolled shit for the most
Yeah.
part. Sorry,
Yeah.
guys.
Okay.
That's-
So the rug has grappled Mel. So the rug is currently just like trying to tighten around Mel, around Anna. So Kay, it is your turn. That being said, people should probably turn on lights so that we can actually see them.
Sorry.
No, no,
Yeah.
I don't want light.
Hang on.
And we can see Jamie, but both Kay and Anna have like
Watch your eyes.
fallen into darkness.
Yeah,
Holy hell.
I don't want to light. It's gonna be too bright.
Sorry.
No, it's my favorite part of the evening. It's when I have to turn the lights on because ugh. And Kay is going to be like, "What is happening?" And
Hit the rug.
and he's going to attempt to use one of our very dirty short swords because that seems the most applicable in this situation to attempt to hit the carpet.
Okay, so roll me an attack.
Does 20 hit?
20 hits.
Better. Fucking rug.
I don't like this. I know exactly what's gonna happen.
Roll 1d. Oh, I didn't make you a target. Oh well. I apparently do 4 damage to the target.
Alrighty, so Mel, you take 2 points of damage.
I was like, yeah, waiting for fucking.
I figured that was gonna happen, but I didn't know, so I had to find out for sure.
That's fair for science.
Alrighty, so Anna's
At least I
taking 2
didn't
points of
crit.
damage. Alrighty, Theo.
No, it's Sylvania goes first.
Oh, Sylvania's got higher dex?
Yeah, she's got the higher dex, believe
Okay.
it or not.
Okay, so Sylvania.
Sylvania's gonna cast. I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna try and cast Sanctuary.
Okay,
which is
and
Ward a creature within range against attack until the spell ends. Any creature who targets the warded creature with an attack or harmful must first make a Wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the creature must choose a new target or lose the attack. Oh no, I don't know if this will work.
I think this should be fine.
I want to use Sanctuary on Anna.
I mean, based on how we used it last time, it should be like doable.
So is that what Sylvania's doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just want to make sure I understand it. I'm just trying to protect her from getting attacked.
It will stop attacks from hitting her. Or
Okay,
it'll make the target, if a target tries to attack Mel, they have to pass a Wisdom saving throw or select a new target. It doesn't protect Mel from damage. It doesn't protect Mel from effects already in play.
Shit.
And it doesn't. So it's not going to make the rug stop smothering, but it'll prevent if you get Anna out from the rug getting or trying to re-smother.
Yeah.
It'll inhibit at least.
Okay.
Such team building.
Such team building.
Much wow.
Light.
Wow.
Not doing this in the dark.
Yep, doing this in the dark.
Remember when darkness was our friend? I remember when darkness
Hello,
was our
darkness,
friend.
my old friend.
I feel like I gotta workshop my bad ideas with you guys. But I pulled the rug.
I think
the only thing I can
you
really
should
do
continue to not, because this is much more entertaining.
The only thing I could really do as Sylvania is
Blood sacrifice or murder?
is attack this thing.
Do it.
Yeah, that's the only thing I can do. I'm so sorry. Yeah. So she is going to
I feel
gonna-
like Anna's
she's
an
gonna-
understanding person.
Yeah, she's gonna stay on the ground, and she's going to use her pole, and she's gonna attack. with
Okay.
her lance.
Okay, so, thunk.
That's not Theo. That's Sylvania.
Yeah, it says at the bottom who's actually using the thing.
Yeah.
So 15 does hit.
Hooray!
Okay, so
Which
roll the damage.
is- That is, hang on, I have to look again at what that is. That's a D12. A D12 with +4. She has 9 damage.
Okay. So Mel, you take 4 more points of damage.
God, I do not like this.
I was hoping if you rolled down. Damn it.
Well, you did get the lower half.
Oh, we get the lower half. Never mind. I'm bad at math.
There are people who are good at math.
Sometimes.
Okay.
I mean, I know the answer is yes because my best friend's a human calculator, but still.
Good old Gavin.
Um,
So that's Theo's turn then. Or a dog's turn if... Oh no, because
Yeah,
Sylvania would have to
it-
give
it would-
command
it
dog
would-
to do something.
yeah, I didn't give dog the command to do anything.
Dog is dodging.
Dog is dodging. I don't like this. I don't like it. And I don't know. I don't know how hurt she is right now. So
Anna is
I'm
2
going-
hits hurt.
2 hits hurt.
I mean, that is a
Well, that-
value.
I'm going to. It's gonna be really weird, but I'm gonna cast Sacred Flame.
Do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast Sacred Flame. It's got to roll a dex of 12.
Okay, roll me that d20.
Oh yeah, that's right. I gotta roll that d20.
Let's see if this goes buck wild.
Spell attack. 19.
Well, no, not your spell attack, just your d20 for the wild magic
Oh,
surge.
d20. Yeah.
Because
Dash.
remember, wild magic is our favorite kind of magic.
No, this is Sacred Flame is a cantrip.
Oh, Sacred Flame is a cantrip?
Sacred Flame is a cantrip.
Oh, for whatever
It's
reason.
one of my bonus cantrips.
Oh, okay. What
Guiding
am I
Bolt
thinking?
is a spell. Guiding Bolt is a spell. Flaming
Oh, yeah,
Spear
that-
is a spell. But Sacred Flame is a cantrip.
Frick, which one am I thinking of then? Yeah, whatever. The one I was thinking of was like when... doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm seeing that, yeah. Sacred Flame is a cantrip. Boop-a-doop-a-doop. So it has to make a dexterity saving throw.
Of 12, yeah. I don't know why I rolled my spell attack. Sorry about that.
Well, because
Because why
I'd asked
not?
for a d20. Because I thought it was a first level spell.
Yeah.
So that is a... Please hope. Or do you have a negative on dex or no? It does not. So it has 14.
Okay. I missed.
So it succeeds and it's safe. Okay. On the bright side, it means you didn't hurt Anna.
Yeah. But I hate this.
Anna, it is the start of your turn, so you take damage.
Oh.
As this thing is, like, constricting around you.
I mean, that's an attractive statement.
You take 10 points of bludgeoning damage. This thing is, like, constricting around you and
Holy
trying to
crap.
crush you.
Yeah, these things suck.
All right.
And now you are restrained, so you can't run anywhere.
So I can't break the... Can I try to break the hold? Like, break the grapple?
Yes, you can use it's strength check to break free.
Better than nothing.
Better than nothing. Okay. A couple thoughts here. Would using limited telepathy be a bonus action just to try and communicate with it really quickly? Like, could you frickin' not? And I'm, I am your master. Okay?
Rude.
Limited telepathy.
Yeah,
Does
which
that? I'm just
there.
pulling that up so I can see which.
You can telepathically communicate a simple idea or concept, like fuck off, with any creature within 30 feet of you. The stipulation is as long as you can understand one language, and I'm hoping that this
Rugs do
creature-
not have languages.
Damn it!
You're
I thought maybe it was
fucking
like super magic-y. Fuck. Okay, well,
Nope, the rug
It
does
is
not
not
speak any
friendly.
language.
can I wild shape in this thing?
You just taking a look.
Can you
Restrained.
Can you wild shape while you're restrained?
Restrained creature speed becomes 0. Can't benefit from any bonus of speed. Attack rolls have advantage. The creature's attack roll have disadvantage. The creature has disadvantage on dexterity saving throws. Yeah, I don't see why not.
Cool, because I'm stronger as a panther.
And it is a action to wild shape, correct?
It is an full action, yeah.
I was gonna
Okay.
say, couldn't you do it as a smaller creature? And that's me metagaming.
I'm wondering. Well, I thought about trying to go as a squirrel, and
But then
I
squirrels
was
have less
worried that
health.
the squirrel would just be like,
Oh, okay.
and I was worried that I considered it, and it might still be the better option. But I'm wondering if since it's so tight on me, the squirrel, it might just kill me. Like,
Yeah,
I don't really know.
that's a good thought.
And then
It's
when
weird.
you, just checking when it comes to wild shape, because wild shape and polymorph act a little bit differently when you reach 0 health. What
Wild
is-
shape, you return to your human form. We've had this discussion before.
You can stay in beach shape for 1 hour before reverting back to your normal form, or it's bonus action early if you fall unconscious, or drop 0 hit points or die.
Or die.
So wild shape, your health. How does? Okay, that does not describe how wild shape. Unconscious.
Yeah, and feel free to kibosh this if this doesn't work, and then I'll just try and grapple my way out of it. Ungrapple, anti-grapple.
Fine with whatever. We'll probably.
Yeah, excess
either-
damage carries over to the normal form. Okay, that's what I wanted to verify. So you're wild shaping into Annah 7.
Yeah, and hoping maybe it throws it off kilter or something with the added bulk, and I'd like to say I'm flailing while I do this, just
Well, as flailing.
like yeah, as much as I can.
So
As flailing as a restrained panther can make
as a
flail.
is a restrained goblin turned panther can. Correction, not goblin. As Sylvania puts it. So you wriggle and writhe as you're changing into Annah 7. You are still restrained.
Can she make a strength check?
It takes her action to turn into Annah 7.
Okay.
And as Annah 7, what is your health at?
5.
Okay.
5.
That
One of those,
puts
not two.
us back up to the rug, who still has someone in its grasp. So that puts us to K.
Yep. Okay. Make a move.
Can I try to strength unroll the rug?
Yeah?
Grapple the grappler.
Yep.
Well, I mean, I'm picturing it's like carpet rolling you up like a sausage roll.
Pretty much.
And so, can I try and uncurl the sausage to
Yep.
at least try to unrestrain Annah a little
Control the
bit?
sausage.
Yep, roll me a strength check.
16.
16 will pass. So you,
Yay!
as Annah 7, you're pinned inside this thing. It's like the one paw is like trying to get up, but it's like still like linked just right underneath your jaw. But then you feel like a little bit of relief as like Kay is like grabbing on the side of the rug and pulling it open. You manage to get your limbs free, and you're able to get out from the rug. The rug no longer has you grappled.
Yay!
Now, could you imagine as a cat if my claws got stuck as cats do in rugs?
Just
don't,
like,
no, don't even give the DM ideas right now. That's terrible.
It'd be funny. Okay, cool.
It would be.
It would be funny, but we can't risk funny at the moment.
All right, so Kay used his action to free Anna. Sylvania. What is Sylvania doing?
She's gonna hit it again.
Okay, make that attack.
She's gonna tell dog, fucking hit it, and then she's gonna hit it with her own lance.
Okay.
She hits for 25.
Okay, 25 definitely hits.
So that is a d12 plus 4.
Just
That's
fuck a
14
bitch up.
damage.
14 damage already. Just like not even like just like goes like tries to like skewer one of the corners and like as like the rug is like shifting around like pins one of the corners partially to the ground. It's like haha. Roll me an attack for dog, because
Backslash roll d20. We rolled a 12.
12 just hits.
Yay!
Also, the strength from dog would also have bumped it up past. So
Yeah, that's true. So it's gonna do. I guess it's gonna do its force-powered, empowered rend,
okay.
which is 1d8 plus 2.
Okay, roll me the deeps.
Hits for 7.
Nice. The rug is not looking all that great.
Great.
Theo.
Theo's next. Theo's gonna hit it with Eldritch Blast.
Theo is hitting it with Eldritch Blast. Now let's see the damage from Eldritch Blast.
What Theo's gonna do. No, it's a d10. Theo hits it for 11.
11. Alrighty. You hit this rug and like you blown a hole clean through this rug with that Eldritch Blast, but the rug is like still like kind of floppy but still holding on.
For my bonus action, I'm going to roll 2d6 for my pool, and I'm gonna heal Anna.
Okay.
Anna, you get 6 HP back.
You're the best, Theo.
Woohoo! Alrighty. Anna 7. What are you doing?
You know what? I'd like to bite it.
Okay.
I'd just really like to bite this thing.
Okay.
So, my attack.
17 hits.
Plus 40. Yeah, sweet.
I was gonna laugh really hard if Mel like attacked it, nat 1, and then just got wrapped up again.
Oh man, I'd be just the saddest kitty in the world.
I would laugh.
So a bite.
I mean, you've already been laughing so much this
I
session.
have.
So
It's 1 damage.
plus 2. Bite is 1d6 plus 2. So
Okay, so 3 damage, which you were lucky because 1 damage was not enough to kill it, but 2 damage was.
Yes!
So Anna, how are you doing this?
So what I want to do is I picture it's kind of standing up, sort of like.
Yeah, it's like kind of like folded over on itself a little bit because it's taken a whole bunch of damage, but it's still partially like upright.
Okay, so what I want to do is I kind of want to pounce it and then bite it, and as I have it in my jaws, I want to shake it around and throw it into the fire.
Okay, you shake it around like the fire that has been gradually building, because you'd start a fire and it's started to build up, and you throw the rug into the fire, and you watch the rug just kind of like flailing a little bit, and then after a couple of seconds it kind of settles down, and you watch the flames just like trail across its surface. The rug is dead.
you don't say.
Nobody
The rug died.
anything else. We're gonna stay in a little circle, and we're not gonna touch anything else.
That being said, looking at where the rug had been laying, you do see a blue orb that has been embedded into the floor.
I was looking for a trap door, damn it. Well, this is a waste.
Teriyaki like, who wouldn't be laughing at all this dismay? Just so much fails.
Never said I was smart.
But that being said, with the discovery of, yes, there is a way to go down as well as ways to go up, that is where we're going to end tonight's session.
Cool, we're in a magical tower.
You're in a magical tower.
There was an asshole rug. It was an asshole. I have to write that down.
This is like I drew a picture of a bird. I'm like, this is asshole bird. You get eaten by a fucking frog. This is
There's a lot
the
of
tower.
assholes in this
This is the little
campaign.
map I made of the tower.
Good times.
This is fun. This is good times.
I'm
But yeah,
glad you had fun.
I had a lot of fun. I got to sit here for an hour being like, you know, they could just ask the turtle to get the boat down. Instead of just watching you guys, like, clicking and plotting, trying to get this boat down. And
Our best not to disturb you. And he was like, oh yeah, the alligator's really loud. I'm like, okay, yeah, this guy like really just wants peace and quiet, and he only helped us because a fucking gator was causing a commotion. I had
You're
no
not
idea
wrong.
He was still watching us.
oh, you're just staring at you the entire time, just like,
As we obviously were struggling.
well, you're on his back.
It was a situation of, you know, when you're like watching somebody and they got like all this shit in their and they're trying to open the door with their foot, and you're not doing anything. You're just watching the car fire happen. He was watching the car fire happen.
Oh yeah. It's like a train wreck. You don't want to stare, but you just can't look away.
And then now did he go? You want some help? You want some help there? Nope.
I want nothing from you.
I want nothing.
Nothing. No.
No.
You get nothing.
Teriyaki's like, today's session basically consists of giant fucking talking turtles, big ass frogs, asshole bird, and carpets.
Yeah, and carpets. Asshole
Asshole.
carpet.
Asshole carpets.
Asshole carpets.
You did
Everything.
not.
This marsh's name, his new name is the Marsh of Assholes.
Yeah.
It's
It's
this
not
asshole
Amasura.
marsh.
It was never Amasura.
Lake of Anasur? No, fucking asshole marsh.
I feel like we needed to stop at a Tim Hortons and just like shove Timbits up like just in the face of all of these people.
I'm just trying to find my escape.
Just
ticket.
plug the assholes with something, and Timbits really works.
I really wish I had an escape rope right now.
But yeah, that
What
being
is
said,
this, Pokemon.
precisely. But yeah, that is the end of our tonight's session. We have Miss Wolfinger's campaign starting up next Sunday, and I'm a player, so.
Said no.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Well, give him a taste of his own medicine.
I hope to. Man, I hope to.
Open it and just shove it down his throat.
Please, just like drop the Anvil of God on him, like
Drop the
first
Anvil of
day.
God.
Yeah, it's like
It's
just
like,
be
you
like-
what level are you're level 1? Doesn't matter. Here, have a fucking
No, just
ancient white dragon.
yeah, just for like first action, he like first roll below 5, he does. It's just the Anvil of God hits you and your character dies.
Here, have
You
an
have
ancient white
you
dragon.
have 10 minutes to make a new character. Your old character is
10
gone.
minutes.
Out the window. Make a new one without forethought.
oh, that'd be fine because at that point I'd probably just say like, okay, this is the level of my preset character, and just hit random generations. Like, all right, let's roll.
Love it.
Yeah, I'll be back and Mel will be back next week. Mel's taking the DM seat, and I'm gonna be on for whatever ride she's bringing us through. So, yeah. Have yourselves a great night, and we will be back next week. Bye.